Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians home and proud to serve our sovereign fatherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peace or battle honored, and this we count as gain. To hang on to our children a banner without stain. O God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed, and flow with peace and plenty. Nigeria may be blessed.
Iṣẹ́ wa fúnlẹ̀ wá, fún ilẹ̀-èdè wa. Kàgbéga, kàgbéga, kàgbéga fáyé rí. Ìgbàgbọ́ wa ni pé láti bẹ̀rù làgbọ́n mọ́. Ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká jọlá. Ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ni ẹ jẹ́ ká máa lépa. Tẹ̀síwájú fọ̀pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára. Ọmọ òdàdílé, bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ gbogbo adúláwọ̀. Ohun àbájọrò kì í pẹ́ kú, ohun àṣepọ̀ nílẹ̀ yẹ. Ẹ̀yìn ọ̀la wa ti dára o, àwa Èkìtì a ti parapọ̀. Ká parapọ̀, ká tún panú pọ̀. Àwa Èkìtì a ti gbòmìnira, ọ̀rọ̀ kan làwa ń ṣe. Èkìtì, Èkìtì ti gbòmìnira. Èkìtì, Èkìtì ti gbòmìnira. Àwa Èkìtì iwájú la ó máa lọ lágbára Ọlọ́run. Àwa Èkìtì ọ̀kan ṣoṣo mà ní wá o láéláé.
Thank you very much. Shall we pray? Almighty God, ruler of heaven and earth, we beseech thee to inspire and guide all our counsels and actions, so that we may always walk in the path of justice, love, and charity to one another. Help us with the grace to do only those things that will promote the unity, happiness, and prosperity of Nigeria. So help us, God. Amen. Dear colleagues, I welcome you to yet another plenary session. But may I quickly make this observation to those who are at the gallery. I observed that when the national anthem was going on, you were busy moving around. that is unacceptable. Once the national anthem is on, you have to respect the national anthem. That is the symbol of this nation. And you cannot be moving around, which is disrespectful to our country. So we will not allow that. And if that happens again, we will deploy what we have here to get it corrected. Thank you. Dear colleagues, I welcome you once again to yet another one. You know, today is a very crucial moment. I will be taking the report from Committee on Finance and Appropriation on the supplementary. Also today again, we shall be considering, debating on the 2025 budget, which is a very crucial one for all of us, because how our state is going to look like next year, what is going to happen to us in this state next year is what we will be considering again today. But before we go into all of this, I want us to quickly check our votes and proceedings for Thursday, this, sorry. I need to look at the document before me before I make any statement on it. So we have to, let's consider our votes and proceedings. For Wednesday, the 30th day of October 2024, please, if you have any observation on it or correction to make, you can indicate. So, and I'm going to take us through page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, and page 5. Thank you very much. In the absence of no correction to make, observation, and yes, Honorable Martins Ademola Ojo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Ademola Martins Ojo, represent the good and the bad people of Ijero constituency, the largest constituency. My observation is on number 7, adornment. Mr. Speaker, number 7.
Of what?
Of the under the adornment. Seconder, Honorable what?
You provide the answer, sir.
No, that is what is there. That is what I'm asking, sir. So we don't know the honorable that second the motion.
So,
Thank you.
what happened? Director Leg, where are you? Abuchi. And records, check your records. An official reporter, can you check your records for us? Now, can we have the leg should and the work? Records should also be alive to their responsibility. Yes, Honorable Lowokere.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm Honorable Lowokere. I represent the special republic that is existing within the nation, F1 Republic. My observation is on our vote and proceeding of 30th October 2024.
That's what we are
That
considering.
is the area of adjournment. I seconded the motion for adjournment on that day, and my name is not stated there. It's only stated.
Thank you. You have provided the answer that we are looking for.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for providing
That is helping you out on the answer.
Thank you for providing the answer to what we are looking for. Honorable Bosono Okere was the one that seconded the motion. Please, let's quickly amend that, and it's good. It means that Honorable Okere was also not with us. We are looking for the missing house, and she jumped up to provide the link to the missing house. Yes, we have Honorable Bosono Okere as the seconder, and having done that, I believe that what we have after that amendment has been made reflect the true position of our plenary session of Wednesday, the 30th day of October 2024. And on that note, I say the votes and proceeding is hereby approved. Thank you very much. I call on Madam Clerk, is there any message from the governor?
Dynamic speaker, we don't have.
And any other announcements?
None, sir.
Any public petition?
We have.
Okay, yes, I'm aware there are about 2 petitions. So I'm going to call on the minority leader to take the first petition.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I am Oladele Ogunshakin. I represent the good people of Ekiti East Constituency 1. I have a petition before me written to the Right Honorable Speaker, Ekiti State House of Assembly, by Haboted Nigeria Limited. Dear Right Honorable Speaker, Honorable Ariba Abisoye, appeal for intervention in the non-delivery of elevators of Lucky Awo Nigeria Limited after a matter affecting the state indigenous business and politics. The above subject matter refers. I'm writing you as the Managing Director of Abotel Limited to express my deep concern and disappointment regarding the serious matter that has adversely affected our company, as well as the reputation of an indigenous Ekiti state. Our company entered into a contract with Lucky Awo Nigeria Limited to supply 4 elevators intended for our project located at numbers 6 and 9 Avenue in Mabushi, Abuja. Regrettably, Lucky Awo Nigeria Limited has failed to fulfill its contractual obligations, resulting in significant financial losses and reputational damage to our company. On June 26, 2023, Abotel Limited entered into an agreement with Lucky Awo Nigeria Limited, owned by Mr. Lucky Oluwaseun, a native of Ekiti State, for the supply and installation of 4-unit elevators, which were to be delivered and installed within 16 weeks. As part of our commitment to supporting indigenous business, we made the necessary financial commitment to Lucky Awo Nigeria Limited in the sum of 57,600,000 naira. To proceed with the project, a copy of the agreement is attached for your scrutiny. While we understand that business can encounter challenges, the lack of communication regarding these issues has been unacceptable. Instead of informing you of any delay in 2023, Lucky Awo Nigeria Limited sent a letter demanding for payment for the second installment on September 11, 2023, which we promptly honor, further demonstrating our commitment to the agreement. In December 2023, Lucky Oluwaseun assured us that the elevator has arrived in Lagos and will be transported to 6th and 9th Avenue project in Abuja. He further sent us a bill of lading and video of a container supposedly to have been used to ship the elevator to Lagos. We begin to raise serious concern and suspicions in June 2024, one year after entering the contract. There has been no delivery, and our suspicions have only grown as Mr. Lucky Oluwaseun became evasive. On June 27, 2024, Mr. Oluwaseun Lucky then offered a new timeline with a guarantee, a copy is attached, from Mr. Shola Olofin, an aspiring politician from Ekiti State, that the elevators will be delivered and installed by September 30, 2024. Unfortunately, this guarantee has since expired, and neither Mr. Olofin nor Lucky Oluwaseun has honored the undertaking. As a businessman from the Southwest, Ondo State to be specific, I have always taken pride in representing the values and integrity of our region. However, the action of Lucky Oluwaseun, the owner of Lucky Awo Nigeria Limited, have not only jeopardized our operation, depriving 56 families within the 6th and 9th Avenue project from taking possession of their home, but have not cast a shadow over a reputation of the state indigenous business as a whole. The failure to deliver the elevator has led to the delay in our project, which in turn raises concern among our clients and pattern about the reliability associated with the indigenous business from Ekiti State. The breach of contract has not only hindered our operation, but has also inflicted significant reputation damage on our company. As an indigenous businessman from the Southwest, I've always strived to maintain and promote the image of our region as a hub of excellence and reliability in business. However, the failure of an indigenous businessman from Ekiti State has tarnished this image, and the ramifications of this situation extend beyond our company. It reflects poorly on Ekiti State as a whole and raises concern about our business environment and reliability of contractors within our region. We have always prided ourselves on a strong work ethic and commitment to business integrity. And it is disheartening to see the reputation jeopardized by the action of single entity. The poor representation by Mr. Oluwaseun Lucky and Shola Olofin undermine the integrity of business and politics from the Southwest region and cast doubt on the reliability of Ekiti State. The reputation of Ekiti State is at stake, and it is crucial that you use your good office to collective action to protect the image of Ekiti State and indigenous business and politics. Indigenous business owners and aspiring politicians from Ekiti State must not be held accountable for their commitment and incidents such as they must not go unchecked. Failure to address the issue sends a message that fraudulent practice can occur without repercussion, untimely harming the economic environment and discouraging investment in our region. I respectfully urge you to use your esteemed office to investigate this matter and take necessary action against Mr. Lucky Oluwaseun and Mr. Shola Olofin for their failure to honor the elevator undertaking. It is imperative that Ekiti State House of Assembly protect the interests of indigenous business and politics from Ekiti State and uphold the values of integrity and accountability. Thank you for your attention to this pressing issue. I believe that with your support, we can work toward restoring trust in our region and ensuring that the reputation of Ekiti State remains untarnished. I look forward to your timely response and action that may be taken to address this serious concern. Yours faithfully, Abata Limited, Okweyemi Akinrule, Managing Director.
Thank you very much. Minority Leader, I allow you to read all. Ordinarily, what we need is just the heading, the petitioner, and the prayers. So that, and to those who will be reading petition, that is, the committee will now go and do the comprehensive and look into it, then they come back. Thank you for that long journey on the petition. We have heard the petition. Please, can you lay the petition before the House? Thank you very much. Let's encourage him. Thank you for the petition. Now, what we are going to do, we cannot consider the petition by the committee of the whole House. So the committee on petition will add this to the humongous petition that is already laying on their table. And I hope we will get the report in 2 weeks' time of these petitions. The petition is hereby committed to the Committee on Public Petitions. And please, particularly when you look at the gravity of the allegations contained, please ensure you invite all necessary parties, particularly, and one way or the other, the petition tends to also blackmail even our image as a state, and we should not allow that. And that is why, please, I want you to carry out a thorough job and ensure that justice is done on this petition. And the best way to allow justice to be done is to also look into the petition timeously, expeditiously, attends to the petition. Thank you very much. Committee on Public Petition, please handle that. I call on the Leader of the House to take the second petition. And if you don't mind, just give us the heading, summarize the whole thing, and let's move on. Thank you.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My dear colleagues, Honorable Torilo Kwege, I represent Ekiti Southwest Constituency 2. Right Honorable Speaker, this petition is from Mrs. Kemisola Ajibola, and she has a complaint against a car dealer called Mr. Shino Oladejo, who she bought a car from for the value of 2.5, and up till now, she's yet to retrieve her funds. She's asking a full refund of that money and alternatively, a permission to sell a car that she has received from the person so that she can use that to fund her money. Those are our prayers.
You may proceed to lay the petition. Thank you very much for making it short. The petition is against a car dealer in Ekiti State who undertake to purchase a car for the petitioner, and from the petition up to date, no response. So, committee, the petition too will be committed to the Committee on Public Petition. And please, let's also handle this timeously within 2 weeks. And you can set the ball rolling from today. Thank you very much. So, Committee on Public Petition, please attends to all these petitions. Thank you very much. Now, any matter of urgent public importance?
Capacity speaking speaker we have.
All right. Call on Honorable Ayodeji Adegbite.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, my distinguished colleagues. My name is Ayodeji Adegbite, representing Ado Constituency 1. The matter of urgent public importance this morning is a growing concern on public buildings, the need for integrity tests. My distinguished colleagues, I rise with a deep sense of responsibility and urgency to address a critical issue affecting the safety and well-being of our citizens. The recurring structural failures in public buildings across Ekiti State, which pose serious risk to lives and property. While we deliberate on this pressing issue, it is imperative to acknowledge the proactive efforts and swift response of the Executive Governor in addressing this matter of urgent public importance. Recognizing the potential hazards posed by structural defects, the Governor had demonstrated commendable leadership, promptly intervening in cases where public safety was at risk. Upon receiving reports of structural instability at Ayafasomi School, the Governor immediately ordered its closure, prioritizing the welfare of the students and staff. This decisive move underscores the administration's commitment to safeguarding lives, even when it entails logistical challenges, such as the relocation of more than 700 students, while the temporary reassignment of students has indeed placed a burden on nearby schools. The Governor's prompt response shows an unwavering dedication to the safety of our citizens. Likewise, the Governor's timely attention to the recent incident at St. Michael's Primary School, which demonstrates the administration's seriousness in addressing the widespread structural issues. Similarly, an event happened in Nijero at F&G Event Center, where a portion of the building collapsed. In order to arrest this occurrence that happened in other states, in the FCT, proposed actions. I urge the House to summon the Ministry of Works, the Bureau of Public Buildings, and all other relevant stakeholders and other regulatory agencies to provide insight into their supervisory roles during the construction of public buildings. We must implement strict monitoring mechanisms, ensuring that all parties involved in the construction and oversight process are held accountable. Contractors or supervising agencies found to have compromised on standards should face appropriate reprimands and sanctions. 4, if existing laws need amendments to facilitate disciplinary action against wood court corners, this House must urgently consider and enact these amendments. In conclusion, let us prioritize the safety and lives of Ekiti citizens by addressing these pressing structural issues in our public buildings. I so submit, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Dear colleagues, you have listened to this matter of urgent public importance, and you agree with me that it's a matter that is indeed urgent, particularly considering the incidences of building collapse, particularly in some of our neighboring states. We've heard about the incident in Oyo. We've heard about the one in Lagos, and the horrible one that occurred in Plateau State that claimed the life of so many students. Also, we've heard the occurrence also in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Thank God for the proactiveness of our government. Similar occurrence will have happened in one of our schools here in Ekiti State, but thank God for the proactiveness of government and sensitive, that they were sensitive enough, and that led to the relocation of some of our students from the school. And just like in the urgent matter you are aware that Holy God also saved some of our people at a hall at Ijero here in Ekiti State. So, dear colleagues, this to me should even come as a motion and not just matter of urgent public importance. And I think we can allow it a debate and then we can have a resolution. So I will call for contributions from members. Yes, I call on Honorable Babatunde Lawrence. Babatunde Lawrence. Oh, okay, Tunde, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Dear colleagues, my name is Honorable Babatunde Okere, representing Ikere Constituency 1. Mr. Speaker, the hallmark of this 7th Assembly has been our proactiveness to sensitive issues that affect our constituents. And I'm happy this
And I think one of the things that actually makes this 7th Assembly unique is this, that you have Babatunde Lawrence, two Babatunde Lawrence from Ikere constituencies, one from constituency 1. So you will need their surname to know which one you are even inviting to speak. It's a very unique one.
Yes.
A very unique one.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Oh, yeah, please go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yes, I want to appreciate Honorable Ayode Adegbite for raising this issue this morning. Mr. Speaker, just this morning, the House Committee on Education invited the Commissioner for Education and other relevant officers in that ministry to ask them questions on particularly this Ayofasoming issue that was also raised in that matter of public urgent importance. Mr. Speaker, this structural integrity will assist us to detect issues early and see how we can fix them without causing loss of lives and properties to our people. My own contribution will be that we should categorize these buildings so that we'll be able to work fast and also reduce costs of carrying out this integrity exercise. I don't want us to throw it open. I want us to agree on a year. Maybe it is going to be buildings of 2 years and above. We should also be specific so that we'll be able to move fast. And also, I will also suggest that there should be a certificate of fitness to be given so that for a particular period of time, so that when the period elapses, then they can carry out the exercise again. So it's going to be an ongoing integrity exercise. So I would suggest that this one should be for buildings 3 years and above, so that we can be able to move fast. Then the House should also ensure that qualified officers are the ones that are going to carry out this exercise. We should ensure that we supervise and ensure that people that know how to do this thing are the ones that are going to carry out this structural integrity test. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Which, in all, is the integrity test is important to be carried out so as to ensure that. Well, let me listen to the opinion of Honorable Princess Barrister Iyabo Fakunle Okeme plus Lydia. Yes.
The Right Honorable Speaker, our capacity speaker, distinguished members of this Honorable House, my name is Honorable Barrister Iyabo Fakunle Okeme, and I represent the good people of Ilejemeje constituency. Well, I want to also appreciate Honorable Adegbite for bringing this up, and I would also like to appreciate Honorable Oke for his opinion. But on my own side, I would like us to look into what the build-up to these particular issues that we are talking about, these model schools. I would not like us to gloss over it. There are
Sorry,
some...
it's not about the model school. It's a broad one. It's calling on all, this is about public buildings in Ekiti State.
Okay.
It is to conduct integrity. This is just calling on government to conduct integrity tests on some of our buildings. Don't forget, man, we have buildings that has a lifespan of 20, 30, 40 years, and that has not been any major repairs. Not just government buildings alone. All public buildings, it can be mosque, it can be church, it can be a supermarket, it can be schools, it can be anything. And it is just for us as a house, we hold this duty to ensure that we have safety of lives. And we have known, we have seen, and even some of the current ongoing structures being built, some of it also require a proactive measure to ensure that necessary procedures are followed. So it's not about the model school. What we are talking, the model school is just one of the cases that we have cited. Thank you.
Yeah, I agree. I thank you, sir, for that, for enlightening me in that direction. But what I'm still talking about is, before these schools were handed over to the government, some officers certified it okay. Even before they were built and during the process of building it. When I was Honorable Commissioner, there's in our department, SEPA, we have Environmental Impact Assessment Department, that they carried out assessment on all government projects. What happened? I think some people should be called to question. That's my observation, sir.
Observation. Let me hear more opinions before we. Yes, Leader of the House.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
My dear colleagues,
Honorable Torilo Pegi. Yes, Right Honorable Speaker, this call for attention to our structural, our built environment cannot come at a better time. And I want to align myself with the submission of Honorable Babatunde Lawrence. Okay. And also to throw a little bit of light on what Honorable Okuiga, Honorable Keme.
You are Honorable Okuiga. I still know. I want to know what is between you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. So it is important that the ministry, as earlier reiterated by Honorable Oke, starts or enforce the investigation of buildings. It's in the build. It is a natural thing in the building code, in the built industry. It's just for us to follow these existing codes as being prescribed. So there's supposed to be a duration for which we should check the integrity of these buildings. So our call is to the ministry to rise up to the occasion of doing their duty. Now, assessment is a continuous thing, is a going concern. A building that was assessed last year and was deemed fit necessarily does not mean another assessment in the next 2 years, it will still pass the assessment. So it's a continuous exercise. It's something that we continuously need to do, to check that your building continuously fits into the standard that we expect it to be. So that way we can avoid disaster and the other consequential effects of this kind of buildings. So I support both submissions, and I think we need to do something very, very, very quickly about it. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
With those contributions, I think we can draw the curtain on this, but we won't draw this curtain without a resolution. So from here, I believe that it is important to call on Bureau of Public Buildings, or is it a ministry? Ministry of Public Buildings. I think this house has to direct that ministry to carry out impact assessments or integrity tests on integrity tests on some of the dilapidated buildings in the state, all public buildings, government buildings. They should carry out integrity tests, but that will not be enough. It is also important to invite that ministry, the Ministry of Public, no, is it public buildings? Or physical planning, sorry. Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development. That is the ministry. So we have to, they are the one to carry out, and they are also to be invited to have an interface with an ad hoc committee of this house. We will set up an ad hoc committee for the purpose of this, that will carry out this. And we have to implement strict monitoring mechanism. Government should, relevant agencies, relevant bodies should set up strict monitoring mechanism that will, okay, this is for the house. A ad hoc committee will be set up that will ensure compliance. Yes, and like flowing from Honorable KM's opinion and submission on this, there is the need also to invite all relevant persons and authorities saddled with the responsibility of carrying out assessments, either environmental impact, all of them. The ad hoc committee must invite them, particularly to, we should also know the yardsticks that they are using to release certificates at the end of their assessments. Most especially putting into consideration the model school, the Fasami model school. At least let's interrogate some of these authorities. The committee can come out with other important and needed directions. They can come up with other relevant information that will assist them. So, to be in that committee, the chairman will be the majority leader, flowing from his background as an engineer to chair it. The chairman on legislative compliance will be a member of the committee. The person who brought this matter before us, Honorable Adegbite, will also be member of the committee. For the avoidance of doubt, the chairman's committee of compliance is Honorable Ademola Ojo. Then, to be in it is the chairman on lands, Honorable Oluwayomi Ayorinde, and the chairman on works is expected to be part, Honorable Tony Adaramodu. Why? For gender balancing, so that I will not be accused of gender insensitivity. I can see Honorable Teju looking around, I can see Okeme smiling behind her, and I can see Honorable Okere frowning her face. And because your face is frowned, Honorable Okere will also be a member of this committee. That's 6. Yes, the chairman, House Committee on Infrastructure, will also be a member. Then your observation now. Your observation now. So that is a 7-member committee. I repeat, Honorable Toluige, Honorable Ademola Ojo, Honorable Ayo Adegbite, Honorable Oluwayomi Ayorinde, Honorable Tony Adaramodu, and Honorable Bosolo Okere and Honorable Femi Olaunrewaju Akindele. Please, I want us to engage with all relevant stakeholders on this matter. Invite all relevant authorities and let there be compliance. Of course, the whole essence is, that's why I put legislative compliance. Let there be compliance with this resolution. Let them carry out integrity tests on all our public buildings in the state. Thank you very much. Yes, I know there will still be one other a matter of urgent public importance. And I allow this because you will recall that on Tuesday we were to sit at plenary, but because of an incident that occurred in the state, we were unable to sit. We have to call off our plenary on that day. On that note, I will call on Honorable Lateef Oluwole Akanle to take this, and I speak around it and we close. Yes.
Speaker, my name is Honorable Lateef Oluwole Akanle, representing Ekiti East 2. Honorable Speaker, sir, distinguished colleagues, permit me to stand on Order 8, Rule 25 of our Rules and Standing Orders to bring to the notice of this Honorable House that my people at Aromi Ubeshekiti in Ekiti East Constituency 2 were thrown into pandemonium on Monday, November 4, 2024, as the news of the death of our illustrious son and the Chief Judge of Ekiti State, Justice John Oyewole Adeyeye, ravaged the town. It was indeed a devastating news that the incident occurred barely the same time call for the re-engineering of the conventional method of justice delivery system in Nigeria is trending to check avoidable delays in the dispensation of justice and lack of transparency. Right Honorable Speaker, sir, distinguished colleagues, the death of the judicial icon and a fair-minded judge at a tertiary-head institution in the Ekiti State no doubt left a vacuum that will be difficult to fill. As we recuperate from the shock and grief, his exemplary lifestyle should console and inspire us to live each other day with a purpose, pursue our goals with determination, and to leave behind a legacy that will be remembered fondly by those who live with untouched lives. You will recall that Justice John Adeyeye was sworn in as a Chief Judge on October 11, 2021 by the former Governor of the Ekiti State, His Excellency John Kayode Fayemi. I also want to use this Honorable House as a point of contact to Ekiti people and the nation to join in commiserating the immediate and the extended family of the judge and the Kabiyesi of Ibeshi, Oba Lawrence Adeyeye, as we urge them to take solace in the fact that he lived a fulfilled life in the service of God, the state, and humanity. His legacy will continue to inspire us to work for the betterment of our dear state. May God rest and grant his soul eternal peace. I so submit. Thank you, sir.
Oluwole Lateef Akanle, we all miss the late CJ, not just a late CJ, he's someone I was so close when he was here. I've had occasion to appear before him as a practicing lawyer and as a judicial officer, as a legislature. We've had occasions to have one or two things to also do together. When he was here, he was such an humane and obeying person. His legal contribution, his contribution to legal jurisprudence in Ekiti State and in Nigeria as a whole will be missed. He was such a good family man when he was here, and I know that Ekiti really will miss him, and will pray that God Almighty will grant him eternal rest. I said God will grant him eternal rest. Adieu. So our condolences, and the clerk of the house, please draft a condolence message, one to the family, and two to judiciary, and the third one to government of Ekiti State on this unfortunate incidents that claim, untimely death of our then serving CJ. May his soul rest in peace once again. Thank you very much. Now, I know there is no any personal explanation. So on that note, I move straight to call on the leader of the house to take us through the order of the day.
Right Honorable Speaker, and my dear colleagues, I'm Tony Lokwege, representing the Southwest Constituency 2. Right Honorable Speaker, other people for Thursday, 7th November 2024 were with me, and on the order of the day, there are 11 items. Item 1 is the report of the committee of the whole House on the screening exercise carried out on the chairman and members of the State Independent Electoral Commission and the Fiscal Independent Commission boards. Items 2 is a State Pension Reform Law First Amendment Bill 2024, which is going for first reading. Items 3 is a State Commercial Motorcycle Operators Regulatory Bill 2024, is also going for first reading. Items 4 is the items 3, a State Commercial Motorcycle Operators Regulatory Bill 2024 going for first reading. Items 4 is the Ekiti State Quality of Care Bill 2024, which is a private bill. Items 5 is Ekiti State House of Assembly Loans Board First Amendment Bill 2024, which is also a private bill. Item 6 is Ekiti State Primary Health Care Development Agency Second Amendment Bill 2024, also a private bill. Item 7 is Ekiti State Local Content Second Amendment Bill 2024, is also a private bill. Items 8 is Ekiti State Statistical First Amendment Bill 2024. First reading is also a private bill. Items 9 is the adoption of the Ekiti State Draft Supplementary 2024 to 2026 Medium-Term Sectoral Strategy MTS document by His Excellency Mr. Biodun Abayomi-Yebanji. And items 10 is the report of Committee on Finance and Operation on the year 2024 supplementary bill, while items 11 is the year 2025 appropriation bill, and items 12, which is the last, is adjournment. Right, Honorable Speaker, I wish to direct members to make a little alteration on the other paper. On the second page, the Ekiti State Quality of Care Bill will read number 4. So you can correct from Ekiti State Quality Care. So the final will be number 12.
Are you moving a motion for that? You have
Yes,
already
yes, I'm moving a motion for that correction. That Ekiti State Quality of Care Bill 2024 on our second page should be number 4 on our other paper.
So then we rearrange.
We rearrange from number 4 to adjournment to make 12 items.
And Leader of the House, you mean we will 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have 12 items to attend to today?
Yes, right, Honorable Speaker.
No, noted, no problem. Let's go. Yes, can you take the first item, which is the report of the Committee of the House?
Yes.
Yes, can you take the report?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Yes, read the report.
Right Honorable Speaker, you will remember.
Yes, your observation. Honorable Babatunde.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues. I am Babatunde Faweko. I represent those constituency 1. I would like to call the attention of the House to the fact that the majority leader of the House moved a motion that needed to be seconded and to be ruled upon before we proceed. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Again, I can't hear you.
He moved a motion for rearrangement of our order paper.
I just realized that it's not a motion. It's just a mistake on numbering. So that does not require, I thought he's trying to move it, but when I realized there is a mere typo to rearrange the numbering, that does not require any motion. It's just for us to rearrange, and that was why I jettisoned his motion. And a motion that is not seconded ordinarily is dead. And there was no seconder. So there was no motion at all by our standing order. A motion has to be seconded before you can take it. Or was there any secondment? Any seconder? No seconder. So it was a dead on arrival motion. So we only rearrange. Thank you, Honorable Faweku. Yes, Leader of the House.
Honorable Speaker, thank you, my colleagues. Honorable Faweku, thanks for that observation. Right, Honorable Speaker, you will remember, you will recall that on Wednesday, 30th October 2024, we received the request of Mr. Governor for the nominees for the Ekiti State Independent Electoral Commission Board and the Fiscal Responsibility Commission Board. While the screening was done at Committee of the Whole House, the report of the Committee of the Whole House, Dr. Falemu Tajuddin Makojola was screened as a member. Mrs. Yetunde Fosudo was also screened as a member of the Ekiti State Independent Electoral Commission Board. Chief Soji Oloke Tui was screened as a member, while Mr. Ibukun Babatunde Akilo was equally screened as a member. For the Fiscal Responsibility Commission Board, Mr. Alfred Tunji Ologuntoye was screened as the chairman of that board. Chief Ayodele Bamidele Olatui was also screened as a member. Ms. Bolanle Beatrice Omotosho was screened as a member. Chief Benga Agbono was screened as a member. Mr. Oyedeji Emmanuel Mayawa was also screened as a member. And the report of that committee was presented to the House. Right, Mr. Speaker, it is expedient upon us to confirm these members so as to give them the opportunity to quickly resume and act in the capacities that they have been nominated. So I want to move the motion for this.
You are giving us a report, and why are you rushing? Where are you rushing to? Thank you. Well, I need a member to confirm that that truly represents the position of the House, at our Committee of the Whole House. And on that note, I call on Honorable Bosodo Okere to confirm to this House if that was the position at the Committee of the Whole House. And I hope you are around that day.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Right Honorable Speaker, Mr. Capacity. I'm Honorable Bosodo Okere. Like I always say that I represent the people of special republic that is existing within the nation, the Epfon Republic. I rise this afternoon to confirm the report as given by the majority leader of this honorable house that the following listed people were screened.
No, just confirm the report. That's okay.
I rise to confirm that Dr. Falemu Tajuddin Makojola, Mrs. Yetunde Fosudo, Chief Soji Oloketoye, Mr. Ibukun Babatunde Akilo were screened for to be Ekiti State Independent Electoral Commission, as stated by the majority leader. And also, likewise, the Mr. Fred Tunji Ologuntoye, Chief Ayodele Bamidele Olatuye, Mrs. Bolanle Beatrice Omotosho, Chief Benga Agbona, Mr. Ayodeji Emmanuel Mayowa were screened for Fiscal Responsibility Commission, as stated by the majority leader, as to confirmed.
All right, on this, I will take, yes, Honorable Faweku.
Right, Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, I am Babatunde Abiodun Faweku. I represent those to Constituency 1. I'd like to call our attention to the B part of, that is the Fiscal Responsibility Commission. These are 5 nominees. One was absent at the screening, which did not come for screening.
No.
We screened only 4.
It's Ekiti State Independent Electoral Commission and not Fiscal Responsibility Commission.
Okay.
And that is Mrs. Tolabo Ajibade.
All right.
The name is not here. So, thank you. Now I put the question, and I'm going to do a voice vote that if you are in support that the report as presented by the majority leader and confirmed by Honorable Olowokere, the chief whip, was a true reflection of what transpired at our committee of the whole on the 30th day of October 2024, say hi. And if you are in support, say hi. If you're against, say nay. The ayes have it. Leader of the House, then you can move your motion.
Right Honorable Speaker, my dear colleagues, thanks once again. Right Honorable Speaker, in view of the confirmation of the members for the State Independent Electoral Commission and the chairman and members for Fiscal Responsibility Commission and the process of screening being completed, I want to move a motion that this House confirms the nomination of this listed members and chairman of the 2 different boards so as to give them the environment to quickly report and start the duty they have been nominated for.
No, you are only moving for their confirmation. Whether they are resuming or not is none of our business. Yes, thank you very much. So, any seconder, I call on Honorable Idowu Odebumi.
Thank you, Right Honorable Capacity Grandstanding Speaker. I still remain my distinguished honorable colleagues. I remain my humble self, Honorable Comrade Idowu Odebumi, representing the good people of Oye Constituency 2. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion being moved by Leader of the Business that the following names in the Ekiti State Independent Electoral Commission and Fiscal Responsibility Commission be confirmed by this Honorable House. I so second.
Thank you very much. The confirmation will be done on board or commission by commission and not together because they are. So I will put the question, and this time you are going to vote electronically with your part. If you are in support that the following members of following people, nominees, be confirmed as members of Ekiti State Independent Electoral Commission, namely Dr. Falemu Tajudeen Makanjuola, Mrs. Yetunde Fosudo, Chief Soji Oloketoye, and Mr. Ebikunle Babatunde Akilo, who had earlier be screened by this House. If you are in support that they have their nomination confirmed, press yes. If you are against, press nay. Thank you very much. After polling, 21 people voted yes, none voted no, none abstained. So, therefore, the yes have it. And I say, Dr. Falemu Tajudeen Makanjuola, Mrs. Yetunde Fosudo, Chief Soji Oloketoye, Mr. Ebikunle Babatunde Akilo, all of them are hereby confirmed as members of Ekiti State Independent Electoral Commission. Meanwhile, before we confirm fiscal responsibility, I think we need to make amendment to the name of the chairman I think it's not Tunji, but Tuyi. Oluwa Tuyi, not Tunji. And that correction was made during screening. I wonder why we still have the same Tunji here again. Oluwa Tuyi, Ologuntoye. Correction was made at the last sitting. So on that note, I also put a question that if you're in support, that the following people, Mr. Alfred Tunji Ologuntoye, who was screened as chairman, Chief Ayodele Bamidele Olatuyi as member, Mrs. Bonale Beatrice Omotosho as member, Chief Benga Agbono as member, Mr. Oyedeji Emmanuel Mayowa as member, all of Fiscal Responsibility Commission be confirmed as chairman and members of this commission. Press yes. If you're against, press nay. Thank you. Only 20 people voted. And the 20 voted yes, none voted no, none abstained. The yes have it. So, Mr. Alfred Oluwatuyi Ologuntoye is now confirmed as the chairman, Fiscal Responsibility Commission, and Chief Ayodele Bamidele Olatuyi, Mrs. Bolanle Beatrice Omotosho, Chief Benga Agbono, and Mr. Oyedeji Emmanuel Mayowa are also confirmed as members of Fiscal Responsibility Commission. Thank you. Let me emphasize that all these nominees were screened by this House, and we had their screening confirmed now. Before we move on, let me quickly just make another remarks on the matter of urgent public importance that we raised earlier on the need to conduct integrity tests. The committee set up, please ensure that all commercial buildings and private buildings are also included in whatever you are doing. Commercial buildings, private buildings are also included. Thank you very much. Leader of the House. On what, sir? On what? Yes.
Thank you. Right Honorable. I am Babatunde Abiodun Fawekun. I represent those constituency 1. My colleague, Honorable from Oye, Ijowadebumi, was trying to read out accurate for Mr. Speaker, but he made mention of the word grandstanding. I want to say that nobody can qualify you with grandstanding because it's derogatory. So I want us to remove that. You are not a grandstander. You don't grandstand. That is what I want to correct, sir. Thank you.
No, it's not saying grandstanding. It's saying a grand and standing honorable. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, Leader of the House. A well-grounded and standing speaker. Is that not what you said? Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Capacity Speaker. A well-grounded and standing speaker. My dear colleagues, the next item on our order paper is item 2, and that's the Ekiti State Pension Reform Law, First Amendment Bill 2024, which is going for first reading.
Yes, thank you very much. We will only take the first reading of this bill today, and we will move it to the next allotted date for debate. On that note, I call on the clerk to take the first reading.
The Right Honorable Speaker, sir, and distinguished honorable members of the Seventh Assembly. Ekiti State's Pension Reform Law, First Amendment Bill 2024, first reading. Thank you.
Thank you. That is the first reading of this bill. Members should prepare to debate it at the next allotted date. Leader of the House.
Honorable Speaker, the next item, which is item 3, is Ekiti State Commercial Motorcycle Operators Regulatory Bill 2024. It's also going for first reading.
Sorry, Leader of the House, can you just step forward? Thank you. Yes, before I forget, please, can you take item 3 again?
Honorable Speaker, item 3 is Ekiti State Commercial Motorcycle Operators Regulatory Bill 2024, and which is going for first reading. Mr. Speaker, you may direct the clerk to take the bill for the first time.
All right, thank you. I call on the clerk of the House to take the Ekiti State Commercial Motorcycle Operators Regulatory Bill 2024 as first reading. Can you take the first reading?
Capacity speaking Speaker, parliamentarians of the Seventh Assembly, Ekiti State Commercial Motorcycle Operators Regulatory Bill 2024, first reading. Thank you.
The bill has also been read for the first time. The debate on it will be taken to another allotted date for members to digest the bill, and we take the first reading at the next allotted date. Yes, Leader of the House. Your mic. On your mic. Yes.
Thank you, my dear colleagues. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. The next items, which is items 4, is a private bill, Ekiti State Quality of Care Bill 2024. And the sponsor of the bill is Honorable Christiana Abimbola Shulanke, while the co-sponsor is Honorable Barrister Fakunle Iyabode Okeme. Right Honorable Speaker, you may now direct the sponsor and co-sponsor to seek the leave of this House for this bill to be heard.
I may not be able to direct because the sponsor is not here. We cannot take first reading. It requires a motion first for the leave of this House. It's a private member bill. The two we took was executive bill. This one requires the leave of the House for a member to present this bill, and the member is not here, so we will defer this till another legislative day. So can you take item 5? So item 4, Ekiti State Quality of Care Bill 2024 is hereby slated for another day for the sponsor to be able to seek the leave of this House to move the motion for the bill to be listed and be heard for the first time. Thank you. Yes, item 5.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker and my dear colleagues. Item 5 is another private bill, Ekiti State House of Assembly Loans Board Cost Amendment Bill 2024. Mr. Speaker, the sponsor and the co-sponsor are both here. You may direct the sponsor, Honorable Johnson Ikola Bodade, to seek the leave of this House to be heard.
Yes, Honorable Johnson Ikola Bodade Adeoye, can you move the motion and to seek the leave of this House to be heard? I mean, for you to be able to present the bill before the House.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
My distinguished colleagues, I rise this morning, Mr. Speaker, to seek the leave of the House to allow myself and my co-sponsor of the bill of Ekiti State House of Assembly Loans Board First Amendment Bill 2024 to be heard by this House. Thank you. I so move, Mr. Speaker, that the bill be read.
No, please. You are seeking the leave of this House.
Yes.
To present the bill before the House.
Before the House, yes. And that it be read.
No, it's our discretion that is our own discretion.
All right,
just seek the leave to present the bill first.
All right.
That's all.
Yeah.
Thank you. Seconder, Honorable Femi Fatula.
Right Honorable Speaker, sir. Distinguished colleagues, my name is Femi Fatula. I represent the good people of the Ikole Consensus 1. Mr. Speaker, I rise this afternoon to second the motion moved by Honorable Johnson Oyekola Bode Adeoye that the Ekiti State House of Assembly Service Commission Loan Board First Amendment Bill be presented to this House. I so second.
All right. If you are in support that this House allow the bill to be read the first time, the bill be read, bill be admitted for reading. Say aye. If you are against, say nay. The ayes have it. Now, let me direct clerk to take the reading of the bill for the first time. First reading.
The Right Honorable Speaker, sir, distinguished honorable members of the 7th Assembly, Ekiti State House of Assembly Loans Board, First Amendment Bill 2024, first reading. Thank you.
Has also passed through the first reading. Thank you. Before I move to the next item, let me just quickly have this conversation. On the leader of the House to take us through the next item.
Right, Honorable Speaker. The next item is Ekiti State Primary Healthcare Development Agency Second Amendment Bill 2024, which is also a private bill, and the sponsor also is Honorable Christiana Abimbola Sholanke, while the co-sponsor is also Honorable Barrister Fakule Iyabo, the OKM.
Yes, I call on the sponsor is not around, so we'll defer this to the next allotted date. Thank you. So the bill on the Ekiti State Primary Health Care Development Agency is hereby deferred to its next allotted date. Yes, Leader of the House, take us to the next item.
You're right, Honorable Speaker. The next item, which is item 7, is Ekiti State Local Content Second Amendment Bill 2024, and I am the sponsor, and the co-sponsor is Honorable Ayodeji Adegbite. With your permission, right, Honorable Speaker, I would like to seek the leave of this House that this Ekiti State Local Content Second Amendment Bill be admitted for this house for legislative processes.
Leader of the House, don't let us jog the gun. Let him move the motion first. Then, if there's any other motion subsequent to that, then you can move. Are you the mover?
Yes.
Oh, I only heard that you are the bit. I was not looking at this again. Okay. Yes, who is seconding it? Honorable, you are the bit, eh?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My name is Ayodeji Adegbite, representing Ado Constituency 1. I would like to second the motion as moved by the leader of the House that to seek the leave of this House to present the Ekiti State Local Content Second Amendment Bill 2024. Thank you.
Now, before I put the question, because ordinarily member ought to know why this bill, just give us a graphic detail. I need that, then I can now put the question. Leader of the House, just you, give us a reason why we should allow you to present this bill.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. You will notice that this bill, the First Amendment, was passed by this 7th Assembly, and after the passage of the bill, there have been some on-the-field observations about the effectiveness of some of the wage, of some of the cost of penalties that the bill allows the borough to levy the construction companies, and there's the need to adjust because the bill did not give the borough the ability or the capacity to amend those penalties. So the amendment is to take care of that. Then also, there's also the need to, there's also the proposal to also add up some regulations based on our regulation approval bill, to add those regulations to the bill. That's the purpose of the amendment.
All right, thank you very much. Dear colleagues, if I support that we allow this bill to be presented, say aye. If you're against, say nay. The ayes have it. Madam Clerk, can you take the first reading of the bill?
The Right Honorable Speaker, sir, distinguished honorable members of the 7th Assembly, Ekiti State Local Content Second Amendment Bill 2024, first reading. Thank you.
The Ekiti State Local Content Bill 2024 has passed through the first reading. Now, Leader of the House, can you take the next item, item 8?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. The next item, which is item 8, is Ekiti State Statistical First Amendment Bill 2024, which is also going for first reading. The sponsor of this bill is Honorable Ayodeji Adegbite, and the co-sponsor is Honorable Femi Olanrewaju Akindele. You may now direct them to seek the leave of this House.
Yes, Honorable Adegbite, kindly seek the leave. Give us little reason why you want us to allow this bill.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My name is Ayodeji Adegbite, representing Ado Constituency 1. I would like to move a motion for the leave of the House to present the Ekiti State Statistical Amendment Bill 2024. Right Honorable Speaker, it is necessary for this amendment because the data will help us in a whole lot of ways in Ekiti State. The data capturing will help in security. It will help to expand our tax bracket. It will also help in research and in international agency, international funding. Data will help us in navigating and census in the state. That's the brief, sir. I said that already, but I would like to move a motion for the leave of this House to present the Ekiti State Statistical Amendment Bill 2024.
All right. Seconder, Honorable Femi Olanrewaju Akindele.
Thank
Yes.
you, right. Is Honorable Femi Olanrewaju Akindele. I represent the entire celestial and terrestrial bodies of Record Nevada Constituency 1. I rise this afternoon to second the motion to seek the leave of this House that this bill be accepted for consideration of the House. I so second.
Thank you very much, dear colleagues. In line with Order 12, Rule 79, Sub 2, if you are in support that this House allows the mover of the sponsors to present this bill before this House, having sought the leave of the House, say aye. If you're against, say nay. The ayes have it. So, in line with Order 12, Rule 79, Sub 2 of this House, this bill, the sponsor are now allowed to present a bill. And on that note, I will call on the clerk of the House to take the first reading of this bill, and that is the bill on Ekiti State Statistical First Amendment Bill 2024. Clerk.
The dynamic speaking speaker and the parliamentarians of the 7th Assembly. Ekiti State Statistical First Amendment Bill 2024. First reading. Thank you.
Yes. The bill has passed through First Amendment. And I will also say that while we are debating this bill, when it's going through second reading, I will also want us to look at that title of this law. It's a law already. It's just an amendment to it. So please, let's look at the title when we are considering it for First Amendment at the second reading. So the bill is also slated to the next allotted date for second reading, where members shall be debating. Don't forget that all the bills that we have mentioned so far are all private members' bill. So, Leader of the House, can you take us through the next item, item 9?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, the next item is the adoption of the Ekiti State Draft Supplementary 2024 to 2025 Medium-Term Sectoral Strategy Document by His Excellency Biodun Abayomi Oyebanji. With your permission, I would like to move a motion that this Ekiti State Draft Supplementary 2024 to 2025.
Yes, don't move a motion yet. Let members look at this document first, and if there is any comment they want to make on it. So I am going to call for debate. I'm going to call for submissions on it. Unless there are nothing, then we can now move for its adoption. So any member that has anything to say on this medium-term sectoral strategy document, which is all about what the government intends to do between 2024 to 2026, please, I want you to make your view and your points known. Honorable Odebumi Idowu, Oyetu.
Thank you, the Capacity Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues. I remain my humble self, Honorable Idowu Odebumi, representing the good people of Oye Constituency 2. Mr. Speaker, I've studied the documents and I've seen it that the MTF represents the true picture of what we want Ekiti State to be in the nearest future. So it shows the passion of this present administration to take Ekiti State from lower mutiny to higher destiny. I hereby be in line with the document. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You have considered the MTF and you believe that it represents the vision, meaning that it captures the six pillars, that is the core vision of this present government. It also incorporates the development plan, the 30 years development plan of Ekiti State, and it's in line with FSP. I don't know if there's anybody that has another comment to make before we move the motion for its adoption. Okay, then I call on the leader of the House. But before I call you, dear colleagues, the document that we are holding before us is a document that speaks to what government has agreed to do between now and 2026. Though this is based on the supplementary budget, I'm aware there is another document that we will still consider that will take us from 2025 to 2037. Maybe that is why members don't really want to talk on this. So when we present the MTF 2025 to 2027, I believe that we will make further comments. So on that note, I call on the leader of the House to move his motion.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, and my dear colleagues, Honorable Tolu Lokwaige. I represent Ekiti Southwest Constituency 2. Right Honorable Speaker, I would like to move a motion that this Ekiti State draft supplementary 2024 to 2026 medium-term sectoral strategy document be adopted by this Honorable House as presented by His Excellency Governor Biodun Abayomi Oyebanji. I so move.
Any seconder? Yes, the Chairman, Finance and Appropriation, Honorable Teju Okuyiga.
Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, my name is Adeteju Okuyiga. I represent Moyin Ayekire constituency. I rise to second the motion as moved by the leader of the House. Thank you.
So I put the question that if you're in support that this very important document, a medium-term sectoral strategy, which is a draft on supplementary budget 2024, and this is a strategy that is planned for 2024 to 2026, be adopted as a document for the state. Say aye. If you're against, say nay. The ayes have it. Thank you. And this document has been adopted. Therefore, the government of Ekiti State can begin to execute its plans and vision for the state in line with the budget, and particularly the supplementary budget of Ekiti State once it is passed. Thank you very much. I call on the leader of the House to take us through item 10.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My dear colleagues, once again, I'm Toluige. I represent the good people of Ogotun, Igbaraodo, Ekiti. The next item, which is item 10, is the report of Committee on Finance and Appropriation on the year 2024 supplementary bill as presented by His Excellency. And the chairman is to present that report. Mr. Speaker, you may direct her to present the report.
Yes, I call on the Chairman, House Committee of Finance and Appropriation to render his report on the supplementary budget that has been presented before this House and debated, and I believe that has also been defended by the relevant MDAs. Please go ahead.
Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, My name is Adeteju Okuiga. I represent Moi Ayekiri constituency. Right Honorable Speaker, as the Chairman Committee on Finance and Appropriation of this House, 7th Assembly, I rise to present the report of Finance Appropriation Committee on year 2024 Supplementary Appropriation Bill. Preamble. At the plenary session of Tuesday, 29th October 2024, the House considered the year 2024 Supplementary Appropriation Bill that was forwarded by Mr. Governor, His Excellency Biodun Abayomi Oyebanji for legislative scrutiny and eventual passage into law. Due to the exigency of the bill, the first and the second reading were done pursuant to Order 12, Rule 82, Section 1 and 2 of the Ekiti State House of Assembly Rules and Standing Orders. The bill was committed to the Committee on Finance and Operation after honorable members debated the general principles of the bill for further scrutiny before its passage into law. Methodology. The committee swung into action by setting up meetings with major stakeholders comprising Ministry of Budget, Economic Planning and Performance Management, Ministry of Works, Ministry of Transportation, Governor's Office, Bureau of Lands, amongst others. Observation. The committee observed the following. A, that there is an increment of 259 billion 181 million 439,045 naira 50 kobo only from the main budget. That it B, that the supplementary budget is expected to build on the initial approved budget for 2024. The main objective of the document is to complete ongoing capital projects and accommodate new critical projects, which were not captured in the initial 2024 budget. D, that the supplementary budget cut across governance, agriculture and rural development, human capital development, youth development, and job creation. Infrastructure and industrialization, and art, culture, and tourism, which are the 6 pillars of this administration. E, that if the document is well implemented, it will bring about more sustainable development and improve the quality of life of the citizenry. 4, activities of the committee. The committee scrutinized the supplementary appropriation bill of a sum of 372 billion 154 million 157,569 naira 39 kobo only from the approved budget for the year 2024. This was considered head by head on recurrent and capital expenditures and the expected revenue by the committee. A, recurrent expenditure for schedule. At the end of the scrutiny, a sum of 180 billion 354 million 337,339 naira 49 kobo only is being proposed as a current expenditure under the following headings. 1. Personnel cost, 48 billion 552 million 595,814 naira 88 kobo only. Other recurrent cost, 131 billion 801 million 741,524 naira 69 kobo only. B. Capital expenditure second schedule. The committee is proposing the sum of 191 billion 799 million 823,000 naira 90 kobo only as capital expenditure under the following headings. 1. Administrative sector, 11,801,924,635 naira 48 kobo only. 2. Economic sector, 163,129,861,637 naira 13 kobo only. Law and justice sector, 2,345,203,598 naira 10 kobo only. Social sector, 14,499,813,359 naira 19 kobo only. Regional sector, 23 million naira only. C. Summary of the supplementary budget third schedule. The third schedule comprises the opening balance, which is transferred from previous year, statutory allocation, fact, value added tax, independent revenue, that is, internal generated revenue and capital receipt amounting to a total sum of 372,154,157,569 naira 39 kobo only. Recommendation. The following through scrutiny by Finance and Appropriation Committee, a total sum of 372,154,157,569 naira 30 kobo only is being proposed as year 2024 supplementary budget for the consideration and approval of the Committee of Supply. Appreciation. The committee expresses its gratitude to the Right Honorable Speaker and the entire honorable members for the privilege to serve in this capacity. Thank you all. Committee members. Honorable Adeteju Okinga, Chairman. Honorable Idowu Sunday Odebumi, Vice Chairman. Honorable Barrister Fakunle Yabo Keme, Member. Honorable Femi Fatula, Member. Honorable Olanrewaju Akindele, Member. Honorable Ebenezer Oluwayomi Aronride, Member. Honorable Bosede Yinka Olowokere, Member. Adeniyi Arinola Funsho, Mrs. Committee Clerk.
Is it the report that is creating such a noise? All right, thank you very much. Don't forget you are live. Thank you very much. Yes, the report has been laid. The leader of the House may wish to move a motion that we consider this report at the Committee of the Whole House.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My dear colleagues, given the urgency and the...
Yes, Honorable Johnson Oyekola Bode Adoye, Ekiti West 2, your observation.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think before the motion for the consideration of the document, it has to be adopted as a working document of the House. Thank you.
You don't know what you want to say now? Should have allowed him to... I said this, he may have said something else.
Okay.
All right, Leader of the House, can you move the motion for the adoption of this document?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My dear colleagues, Honorable Joba was smart to pick my brain. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I want to move a motion, given the exigency of this, document, that this House quickly adopts this document as a working document. This House, I so move.
Yes, yes, Honorable Latif Oluwole Akale.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My name is Honorable Latif Oluwole Akale, representing Ekiti East 2. I rise to second the motion that this document should be adopted as a working document for the House. I so second.
So if you're in support that this document be adopted as the working document of this House, say aye. If you're against, say nay. The ayes have it. Yes, Leader of the House.
My colleagues for supporting that adoption. Right, Honorable Speaker, my dear colleagues, I want to plead with the House by moving a motion that this House dissolves to committee of the whole House to quickly, committee of supply, to quickly attend to this report presented by the Committee on Appropriation, so that it can enable the state to move ahead as projected. I so move.
I remember I used to watch one film, and there is Pa Jacob in that film. So I call on Pa Jacob Awuniyi to second the motion.
The Right Honorable Speaker, sir, distinguished honorable members of the House, I'm Honorable Jacob Adeyemi Awuniyi. No part this time around. I'm Honorable Jacob Adeyemi Awuniyi, representing Maba Constituency 2. I rise to second the motion moved by the Majority Leader of the House that the report presented by the Committee on Appropriation be committed to Committee of Supply.
You are seconding a motion that this House dissolved to Committee of Supply.
Yes, sir.
That is the motion now.
Okay.
Is the House dissolving to Committee of Supply? Okay. We can now decide what to consider when we get there.
Okay, sir. Once again, Mr. Speaker, I want to second the motion of the Majority Leader that the report of the committee.
The House dissolved to the Committee of Supply.
Okay, that the House dissolved to the Committee of Supply.
Thank you very much. If you are in support that this House dissolved to Committee of Supply, say aye. If you are against, say no. The ayes have it. Thank you. The House dissolved to Committee of Supply. May I welcome my colleagues to this Committee of Supply. Recall that this House received a report from Committee of Finance and Appropriation. And I'm aware that this report was a fallout of our various subcommittees, all committees of the House, which actually form a subcommittee, so Committee of Finance and Appropriation, whereby we consider the supplementary budget earlier presented to this House by the governor of Ekiti State. And having gone through the budget presented, and also I am aware that some committees invited various ministries and agencies, parastatals, institutions, to come before the House to defend the proposed supplementary budget, that is the 5+7. The report was again submitted to the Committee of Finance and Appropriation, who also scrutinized the various reports from all the subcommittees of the House. And having done that, I'm aware also that the Finance and Appropriation Committee invited some other ministries to appear before them to give clarification in line with the standing order of this House. And after that, the Finance and Appropriation Committee came up with a report, the report that was read to us at plenary. And after that, we dissolved to Committee of Supplies because this has to do with figures. And that is why we are dissolving, to Committee of Supplies so that we can look at the figures clearly together. Now, we are going to consider the report of Finance and Appropriation in line with the appropriation bill submitted to us on Supplementary Budget 2024 so that the House can also consider the two together. So I'm going to take us through the report and the appropriation bill on Supplementary Budget sent earlier to us by the Governor of Ekiti State. And you will recall that in the appropriation, the 2024 Supplementary Appropriation Bill is an enactment by this House. And I believe we will all agree that this title shall be 2024 Supplementary Appropriation Bill. If you are in support that the title be read 2024 Supplementary Appropriation Bill, say aye. If you are against, say nay. The ayes have it. Now, in the enactment, the appropriation, this House will consider whether the Accountant General of Ekiti State may, when authorized to do so by warrant signed by the Commissioner for Finance, pay out of the Consolidated Revenue Fund of Ekiti during the financial year ending 31st December 2024, the sum specified warrant not exceeding in aggregate the 2024 supplementary estimate of 372 billion 154 million 157,569 naira 39 kobo. I will also put the question that if you are in support that this form part of the appropriation bill, 2024 supplementary appropriation bill 2024, say aye. If you are against, say nay. The ayes have it. By that provision, you have given the Accountant General to also spend on behalf of the state the sum of 372 million 1 billion 154 million 157,569 naira 39 kobo, and that the Commissioner for Finance must also sign a warrant that will allow the Accountant General to spend the money on behalf of Ekiti State. Also, to this is a schedule 1 and 2. And I'm going to put the question in line with the report of this House, that if you are in support, yes, the Honorable Johnson Yokola Bodiadio.
Yes, sorry, Mr. Chair. I just want a certain phrase in your statement to be straightened up. That the warrant of the Accountant General of the state to spend, it should be to pay out.
Well, what I have read is the most important thing, the bill. What is in the bill? Maybe I should read again, and this is what we have passed.
It is payout.
What we have passed. Let me read what we have passed. So if it is not correct, then you cannot correct it. What we have passed there is the by the way statement is just mere obitum. The main important thing is that the Accountant General of Ekiti State may, when authorized, please listen, let me read, so if you, and that's what we have passed. The Accountant General of Ekiti State may, when authorized to do so by warrant signed by the Commissioner for Finance, pay out of the Consolidated Revenue Fund of Ekiti during the financial year ending 31st December 2024, the sum specified in the warrant not in the warrant not exceeding aggregate the 2024 supplementary estimate of 372 billion 154 million 107,569 naira 39 kobo, and that is what we have just passed, unless there is anything again to be added or to remove. Then I take the Schedule 1 and 2. The amount mentioned in subsection 1 of this section shall be appropriated to head of expenditure specified in Schedules 1 and 2 to the law. So, and I take us to Schedule 1 and 2 so that we will look at it before we pass date, so that it should conform to what is in the report. Schedule 1 contains recurrent expenditure for personnel costs. We now have a revised budget of 48 billion 552 million 595,814 naira 80 kobo, as against the 31 billion and 24 million 520,311 naira 11 kobo that was in the original appropriation for 2024, giving us a surplus of 17 billion 528 million and 75,503 naira 69 kobo. Also, under the recurrent cost, we have now, we are to approve, if you allow, 131 billion 801 naira 741,524 naira 69 kobo, as against 57 billion 928 million and 63,000 naira 371 naira and 30 kobo contained in the 2024 original appropriation estimate. And this will give us a surplus of 73 billion 873 million 678,153 naira 39 kobo. So that is just, yes, your observation.
Mr. Speaker, the figure you are reading out under Schedule 1 is not the same as what is with some of them.
Go and look at your supplementary appropriation bill.
It's different.
No one will report. No, to report on my peak. Sorry, now, don't forget, I think you should follow us very well. Don't forget, you have appropriation bill submitted to you. You have worked on the appropriation bill. After you have worked on the appropriation bill, you submitted your report to the Finance and Appropriation Committee. Our Finance and Appropriation Committee worked on the document, and they made some changes. And the changes are reflected in the report that you have. And that is not what we have scheduled, not what they brought to us. So what we are reading now is we have effected changes into the original bill that was presented. I hope you get that. So when you are reading the original document presented by the governor, compare it to the report in your hand. What we will approve now is what is contained in our report and not what the governor sent to us. Which means that you have even really worked Because of what you have done, and you saw some errors, you were able to correct, and that is why we have what we have. I hope that is understood, well understood, Honorable Joseph Yoyekola Bodadeoye. Now look at your report, compare to it, then you get your... So, do I need to take it again? No. So, at the end of it, under the current expenditure, as a revised budget, that is supplementary budget, the sum of 180 billion 354 million 337,339 naira 49 kobo is now approved as a recurrent expenditure that will form Schedule 1 against 88 billion 952 million 583,682 naira 41 kobo that was contained in the appropriation estimate of original for 2024, giving us a surplus of 91 billion 401 million 753,657 naira and 8 kobo. That is for the recurrent expenditure. For Schedule 2, like I said, after the committees have worked and Finance and Appropriation has also considered it, the proposal for this House to consider for capital expenditure is as follows. Thank you. Yes. For administrative sector, the proposal now is 11 billion 801 million 924,635 naira 48 kobo against the original 8 billion 125 million 352,373 naira 71 kobo contained in the original 2024 approved estimate. And that gives us a surplus of 3 billion 676 million 572,261 naira 77 kobo. Also, under this capital expenditure, we have economic sector, and there we are proposing that the sum of 163 billion 129 million 861,637 naira 13 kobo be approved as against 52 billion 626 million 176,800 naira 72 kobo that was contained in the 2024 original appropriation estimate. And that gives us a surplus of 110 billion 503 million 684,836 naira 41 kobo. Also, under law and justice sector, we are proposing the sum of 2 billion 345 million 203,598 naira 10 kobo against the original 1 billion 563 million 710,313 naira 71 kobo that was contained in the original 2024 appropriation bill, which also gives us a surplus of 781 million 493,284 naira 39 kobo. Also, we have under social sector. Under social sector, we are proposing for approval after all work has been done, the sum of 14 billion 499 million 830,359 naira 19 kobo against the original 8 billion that was contained in the 2024 approved estimate that this House approved earlier. 8,231,658,745 naira and 6 kobo. That also gave us the sum of 6,268,171,614 naira 13 kobo as surplus. Now, for regional sector, we have the sum of 73 billion as approved earlier, but we're now proposing 23 billion, which is a minus of 50 billion naira from the regional sector. So at the long run, the capital expenditure proposed for approval now is 191 billion 799 million 820,229 naira 90 kobo against the original 70 billion 619 million 898,233 naira 20 kobo that was approved in the 2024 original estimates. Now, I take us back. I now put the question that if you are in support that this House approve the Schedule 1 and 2, which is the amount specified as earlier read to us, under Schedule 1 and 2, say aye. If you are against, say nay. The ayes have it. Now, under same Schedule 1 and 2, it is hereby proposed that no part of the amount aforesaid shall be issued from the Consolidated Revenue Fund of Ekiti State after the end of the year mentioned in subsection 1 of this section, meaning that by 31st December 2024, no amount can be spent from this schedule. If they don't expend everything in it, they cannot spend it again. If you're in support, say aye. If you're against, say nay. The ayes have it. And it has become, not yet. Then, that takes us to citation. And this law may be cited as the 2024 Supplementary Appropriation Law. If you're in support, say aye. If you're against, say nay. The ayes have it. Thank you very much. And that is the end. Sorry. Sorry, I need to call our attention. Schedule 3 has to be contained. In the Schedule 1, 2, let's put Schedule 3 and 3. Schedule 1, not just first schedule and second schedule, plus Schedule 3. Yes. If you are in support that Schedule 3 be incorporated into item Schedule 1 and 2 and 3, that is what you should read. Say aye. If you are in support that we incorporate it, say aye. If you are against, say nay. The ayes have it. You can read Schedule 3. Go and look at Schedule 3 yourself. Thank you very much. Yes. Now, this printed impression has been carefully compared. Let's go to, can we just dissolve back to plenary? This is the end of our committee of supply. Thank you very much. So we dissolve to plenary, but a motion has to be moved again to dissolve to plenary. Leader move, minority second.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Right Honorable Speaker, I want to
Move a motion that this Honorable House reverts back to plenary to take the report of the activities.
We didn't even appreciate all we have done in the committee of supply, despite all the work that we have been doing this morning. You love work too much. You can't even appreciate members now for doing a great job at the committee of supply.
Right Honorable Speaker, I want to appreciate you and appreciate my colleagues for the
conscious and intentional effort driven towards completing this exercise at the committee of the whole house. And I want to appreciate you. Ekiti says you are well done. Right Honorable Speaker, I want us to revert back to plenary so as to continue the exercise which you have started at the committee of the whole house. Thank you. I so move.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I am Oladele Olaoye Vishakin. I represent the group of Ekiti Council 1. I rise to second the motion moved by the majority leader that the House should move from the Committee of Supply to the plenary. I so second. Thank you.
All right. If you're in support that this House dissolve back to plenary, say aye. If you're against any, the House have it. Very much. You are welcome back to plenary. Remember, we just concluded the Committee of Supply. And I will allow Honorable Lateef Oluwole Akanle to quickly give us the report of the Committee of the whole House, while Honorable Oluwayomi Ebenezer Ayonide will confirm the report of the Committee of Supply. Give us the report.
My name is Honorable Lateef Oluwole Akanle, representing the Ekiti East 2. I want to appreciate all members, Mr. Speaker and all members, for passing through the Committee of Supply, having considered the report of the supplementary budget for 2024. The report was considered and all necessary amendments submitted by the Committee on Appropriation were considered during the exercise, and the whole House passed the report of the Committee of the House at the Committee of the Supply level. Thank you very much.
Oluwayomi Ebenezer Ayonide, can you confirm to us?
Right, Honorable Speaker, esteemed colleagues, I join Honorable Oluwole Akanle to also appreciate you and the entire members of the Committee of Supply for a job well done this afternoon. We had an exhaustive deliberation on how to move the state forward by providing for critical infrastructure funding so that the state can progress. On that note, I want to confirm that we had an excessive deliberation at the Committee of Supply. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Having listened to Honorable Lateef Oluwole Akanle, which was also confirmed by Honorable Oluwayomi Ayonide, that at the Committee of Supply, this House also considered the 2024 Supplementary Appropriation Bill, and during our deliberation at the Committee of Supply, we agreed that the title of this bill shall be 2024 Supplementary Appropriation Bill. If you are in support, say aye. The Ayes have it. We also consider the bill, and we all gave concurrence that the Accountant General of Ekiti State may, when authorized to do so by warrant signed by the Commissioner for Finance, pay out of the Consolidated Revenue Fund of Ekiti during the financial year ending 31st December 2024, the sum specified in the warrant, not exceeding in aggregate the 2024 supplementary estimate of 372,154,157,569 naira 39 kobo. We also agree and gave our concurrence at the Committee of Committee of Supply that Schedule 1, 2, and 3 be incorporated. That is, the amount mentioned in subsection 1 of this section shall be appropriated to head of expenditure specified in Schedule 1 and 2 to the law. We also said, agreed, and gave concurrence that no part of the amount aforesaid shall be issued from the Consolidated Revenue Fund of Ekiti State after the end of year mentioned in subsection 1 of this section. If this is correct and true reflection of our resolution at the Committee of Supply, say aye. If you are against, say nay. The ayes have it. Also, we resolve that the citation to this bill shall be, this law may be cited as the 2024 supplementary appropriation law. If you are in support that this was our resolution, say aye. If you are against, say nay. The ayes have it. Thank you very much. And on that note, I will call on the clerk to take the third reading of this bill.
Right, Honorable Speaker, sir, distinguished honorable members of the 7th Assembly, Appropriation Bill Year 2024 Supplementary Bill, third reading.
Thank you. On that note, I put it that the 2024 Supplementary Appropriation Bill has now been passed into law, awaiting the governor's assent. Leader of the House, but before you, may I also commend my colleagues for doing a great job, thorough job, because I have seen the dexterity and the binocular lens that you have used to also look into all the figures. I appreciate you. Well done. Well done. Thank you very much. Leader of the House.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My dear colleagues, Honorable Tolilo Poege, and I represent Ekiti Southwest Constituency 2. Right Honorable Speaker, the next item on our order of the day is item 11, and that's the year 2025 Appropriation Bill 2024. That is second reading.
This is how we are going to do this. We will take the reading. Now, we must understand that what we have passed into law is the supplementary budget estimates, appropriation, supplementary appropriation bill. Now, we also have before us the 2025 budget estimates, which has gone through the first reading upon presentation by Mr. Governor on the 29th day of October 2024. Today, we are considering that for debate. And that is why we want to take the second reading. And the reading will be done after debate. So, and by our standing order, all members will speak to this appropriation bill that is before us, because this is a money bill, and it's going to be in alphabetical order. Only that I will allow the majority leader to take the lead, then after which I take it in alphabetical order. And I hope that all members, but please note that you only have a maximum of 5 minutes. When I say 5 maximum, that is what the standing order allows. But you can decide to spend 1 second, introduce yourself and sit down. But nobody will be allowed to speak more than 5 minutes. Leader of the House, can you just take the lead within 5 minutes? Thank you.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Thank you, my dear colleagues. I also want to join Mr. Speaker once again to appreciate you. I'm sure that Madam Clerk is making the adequate provision to cater for our needs after this exercise. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
This assembly is meant for fit and proper. Fit and proper. So you are fit, you are proper. Continue your work.
Thank you, sir. My distinguished colleagues, I'm honored to lead the this debate on the 2025 appropriation bill, as presented by our governor, His Excellency Governor Biado Abayomi Oyebanji. This budget reflects our commitment to sustainable development, improved living standards, and economic resilience in Ekiti State. It reinforces on our 6 developmental pillars: governance, agriculture and rural development, human capital development, youth development and job creation, infrastructure and industrialization, and art, culture, and tourism. The 2025 budget is broader with allocations for both existing and new projects, and that is as building on the 2024 budget. And it has an increased focus on capital projects. The 2025 budget prioritizes long-term infrastructure. It also expands on job creation, education, health infrastructure, and youth engagement in comparison with the 2024 budget. The highlights of this 2025 budget is increased funding for agriculture and rural development to enhance food security and rural empowerment. It also creates greater investment in education and health, which is intending to improve our literacy, reduce dependency, and also boost productivity. For youth empowerment, there are major resources for youth skill acquisition, business incubation, and micro grants to support young entrepreneurs. In the sphere of infrastructure, there's significant capital for roads. You can also notice that there are energy projects, water supply projects, and it also captures our industrial zone, like the agri-industrial zone, our own Silicon Valley, that's knowledge zone, knowledge zone. It captures all this infrastructure expansion. And it also has increased allocations to promote tourism and local economic growth. It also has continued investment in digital platforms to improve efficiency, transparency, and accountability. This budget balances internal revenue with federal allocation and also partner contributions from developmental partners, and that's ensuring financial responsibility without overburdening our resources. The 2025 budget, Mr. Speaker and my colleagues, represents a bold, forward-looking plan that harnesses all the state resources to foster growth, stability, and prosperity. With clear difference from the 2024 supplementary budget, the 2025 budget introduces innovative programs and strengthens our commitment to a diversified, youth-driven economy. I call on this Honorable House to support and to debate the passage of this budget, as it holds the key to transforming our state into a hub of great economic activity. I urge this House to support this passage. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, my dear colleagues.
Thank you, Leader of the House, for taking the lead. We will, like I said, this is going to be done in alphabetical order. And he has spoken to the focus on our SAP set, that is the Special Agri Processing Zone. And as you all know, that it's also equally important that government focus on agri, which is also part of the pillars, core pillars of this government. I believe that if we focus on agric, there will be more food. Not just that there will be more food. Issue of being power can also be mitigated. And I believe that if we have more food surplus, that can even promote exports. And I believe that, again, the focus on our cargo airports, that will also assist that. You also mentioned the issue of our knowledge zone, that focus is there, a replica of Silicon Valley, where we can begin to export our knowledge, not just, we can turn our brain drain to gain. He also mentioned that, and I believe there is focus on tourism development, which is equally important that members should also look into. On that note, I will now begin by calling on Honorable Bosede Nyika Olowo Kere. No, alphabetical order? No, that cannot be alphabetical order, sorry. Honorable Ayodeji Adenyinka. Is Adamu? Okay, sorry. I didn't know that Adamu is around. Honorable Kende, how is K coming ahead of A? Okay, they picked the last name. So we stick to the last name now. Okay, Honorable ADA, Adaramodu, take the lead. Thank you.
Right, Honorable Speaker, dear colleagues, my name is Honorable Tony Kende Adaramodu, representing the good people of the Southwest Constituency 1. Right, Honorable Speaker, the appropriation for 2025, the 2025 appropriation bill, as presented by the governor, is having human face. And it speaks of the 6 pillars of this government. My attention was caught through passionately on agriculture. The budget presented by the governor and what is codified inside, I can say categorically that what was put in agriculture is one of the best we can have next year. Equally on infrastructure, the governor has dealt passionately on infrastructure, and it's going to deal with our roads, in which if this budget is approved by the House, it will enable the governor to do whatsoever he wants to do or whatever he wants to carry out.
I want us to focus on the government rather than the governor. It's our government. Let's focus on the government of Ekiti, which you are part, which we are all part. Okay. And we are. It's not. If it is about governor alone, then how do we execute some of these things? So let's make it the government of Ekiti, that we are all part. We are the one focusing on those things. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. The appropriation submitted by the government of Ekiti State is one of the best, and if we in the House passes it, it will go a long way to elevate the sovereignty of our people. Thank you.
Ayodeji Adeyinka Adegbite.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, my distinguished colleagues. My name is Ayodeji Adeyinka Adegbite, representing Ado Constituency 1. This year, this 2025 Operation Bill reflects the government's commitment to driving inclusive growth and development in our dear state. Its theme, as said by Mr. Governor, he called it Sustainable Impact, which signals a strategic shift towards the initiatives that will yield lasting impact and benefits for our people. Its emphasis on agriculture, education, and co stands as the emphasis on agriculture stands to create more food and employment, increase income and co for our citizens. So, not to be repeating the obvious in this budget, I urge my colleagues to diligently scrutinize and refine these budgets for the benefit of Ekiti people. Thank you.
Adegbite. On that note, I will call on Honorable Karim Agumbiade.
Right, Honorable Speaker, other parliamentarians. First of all, let me appreciate this administration for taking proper care on the ministry that is under my watch, which is art, culture, and creative economy. Mr. Speaker, this budget basically focuses on art and culture. That is why we can see that there is a huge increment on art and culture overhead costs from 13 billion to 170 million. Then, under their capital project, you can discover that there is a particular project which is construction of a cultural center, and this is going to enable Ekiti State to meet up with the standard on art and culture and tourism. Right, Honorable Speaker, with this, I believe a lot of creativities, a lot of development will come to our state. I sincerely appreciate every arm of this administration for focusing on development of Ekiti State. Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you very much. Don't forget that before we can do we have to, don't forget you will still critique, you will still call ministries, MDs, heads of prayer processor to come and defend this before you. I think you can still not by now begin to appreciate what they are still coming to defend. So why do you need to appreciate them now if they are coming to defend? What you are looking at is what is the impact? How will this alleviate the suffering of the masses? How will it promote and engender economic growth? How, like you have rightly mentioned, that this will also help our tourism. And I think this should also be our focus now. I call on Honorable Lateef Oluwole Akale.
Honorable Speaker, my name is Honorable Lateef Oluwole Akale, representing Ekiti East 2. Yeah, dear colleagues, I want to appreciate the fact that this year's budget is the biggest in terms of figure that the state has recorded since its creation in 1996. Although the size of a budget does not determine the sources of a budget, but the fact that the budget addressed specifically the needs and aspirations of our people, focusing on the present challenges of food security, agriculture security, and infrastructural development. You mentioned it, Right Honorable Speaker, the knowledge zone, the airport that is coming up very soon. It shows that we have a promising year ahead of us with the budget if it is finally passed by the House. My personal observation regarding my constituency, where the budget will be making meaningful impact, I will submit my personal observation to the Committee on Finance and Appropriation if the budget is finally committed to them. Notwithstanding, the budget is giving us assurances that 2025 as a year will be a better year for us. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Lateef Oluwole Akanle. And on that note, I also call on Honorable Femi Olanrewaju Akindele. I hope this budget covers for the terrestrial and the celestial very well.
Thank you for this opportunity, Right Honorable Speaker, dear colleagues, good afternoon. My name is Honorable Femi Olanrewaju Akindele. I represent the entire terrestrial and celestial bodies of the Report Federal Constituency 1. Right Honorable Speaker, I even want to take us to the Holy Quran, Al-Isra, verse 26, which equally recognizes planning and budgeting for future purposes. Right Honorable Speaker, if you even go to the book, the Holy Bible, Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2, where it is advised that we should write the vision plainly in an unambiguous manner so that we can run with it. I want to tell you, Right Honorable Speaker, that what Mr. Governor has presented to the House is, in very clear terms, represent the views and captures the aspirations and the needs of my constituents. I want to tell you, Right Honorable Speaker, we all recall that Mr. Governor went around the whole state and they're collecting views of all the requests of all our nooks and crannies, of all towns and villages in the state. I want to tell you that my constituency, Report Development Constituency 1, was not left out. The kings and leaders of this constituency, they came and presented their views to Mr. Governor. I want to confirm to you and to the entire world that all our needs and requests is captured inside this budget. I want to tell you, Right Honorable Speaker, that this budget is indeed autonomous. I want to tell you that this budget is from the people. It's not just from the top. This budget was planned with the people. The governor carried the people along. And I want to tell you that the only thing I can do now is just to pray that the state should witness peace in the next fiscal year, so that all these things can be actualized according to plan and purpose. Thank you.
Honorable Olanrewaju, may I call on Honorable Jacob Adeyemi Awoniyi?
The Right Honorable Speaker, sir, distinguished members of the House, I am Honorable Jacob Adeyemi Awoniyi, the Honorable Representative of our Constituency 2. I want to talk mainly on the areas that has to do with education and Greek. I must commend the government for putting enough money, especially on capital projects, for the Minister of Education and the parastatals under the ministry. And with that, I think it is enough testimony that we should be expecting something better from the Ministry of Education or on the education industry in general. And apart from that, sir, this Ekiti State Polytechnic, where 400 million naira has been voted for capital projects, great, as far as I'm concerned. And when I want to go to the area of the area of agriculture, for voting 200 million naira for irrigation system in Ekiti State, especially in Nero Dam and the Takwaji. I have to believe that with that, we should have enough food in Ekiti State. And by extension, Ekiti State may turn to be a food basket of Nigeria. So I want to say that this budget should be given accelerated hearing and passage. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Very much. Thank you, Honorable Awoni. Education is key. Education is paramount, and I know there is focus on education. And I will agree, and I will want us at the budget defense to also ensure that that is also properly taken care of, particularly the area of scholarships, the area of bursary, and other aspects that has to do with education. So I call on Honorable Ebenezer Oluwayomi Ayorinde.
Right, Honorable Speaker. Esteemed colleagues, I am Yomi Ayorinde, member representing Idosi Constituency 2. I rise to contribute to the debate on the year 2025 budget. The budget presents an opportunity for our state to achieve its shared prosperity vision of the current administration. It has specific focus on food security, wealth creation, aggressive infrastructural development, improved health care, and enhanced education. At the moment, our nation faces challenges of hunger and hyperinflation as a result of naira depreciation and increase in pump price of premium motor spirit. However, I believe this budget takes crucial steps towards ameliorating these challenges. Specifically, I have noticed the following. Number one, increase allocation to recurrent expenditure by bringing the recurrent capital ratio to 51:49. This budget accommodates the new minimum wage of 70,000 naira, and this is capable of increasing disposable income for our teeming civil servants. Number two, I've also noticed increased allocation to agriculture to take care of various agri initiatives currently going on in the state, for example, Fadama. Number three, investment in infrastructure that creates jobs and stimulates growth. I've also noticed, number four, I've also noticed increased funding to rural roads to ensure that farm produce get to town timely. For example, the Ekiti State Rural Access Road and Agricultural Marketing (RAMP) has an improved allocation of over 12.5 billion. Why this budget is not perfect, it demonstrates our commitment to alleviation of poverty. I commend the Governor, His Excellency Biodun Abayomi Oyebanji, and his team for this effort. Right Honorable Speaker and esteemed colleagues, as we deliberate on this proposed 2025 budget, I would like to propose the following amendments, if possible. Increase allocation to the Ministry of Youth Development. Number two, increase allocation to the Ministry of Wealth Creation and Employment. Why do I say this? This is because an improved allocation to this sector will assist them to fulfill their common mandate as we grapple with youth restlessness and unemployability. Because this agency performs core function to create opportunity for our youth to learn new things that will make them employable. In conclusion, this budget has the potential to drive progress and banish hunger. Let us work together for a successful passage and implementation. I submit. Thank you.
May I commend you for doing a great job on this debate. One, he has been able to also show to us that the expected wage increase had already been captured in this budget. So, and these are the things we should look into. So to ensure that it's not just that after completion of the negotiation, the budget does not meet it. So from what he has said, at least we are certain that once discussion, negotiation are completed, payment will not be difficult because it is captured in the appropriation. Because you know that payment cannot be made when it is not captured. He has also mentioned to us that government is also paying attention to our rural roads. Development can only come even from the grassroots. Not just rural roads, but rural roads that lead to our farmsteads so that we can get our produce out. He also advanced for additional funding that we should look at how we can get more funding for Ministry of Youth and also for wealth creation. Thank you very much for doing a great job. May I call at this junction on Honorable Johnson Oyekola Bode Adeoye.
Right, Honorable Speaker, my distinguished colleagues, I am Honorable Johnson Oyekola Bode Adeoye, the able representative of the people of Ekiti West Constituency 2. Mr. Speaker, I rise this afternoon to join my voice with that of my colleagues that have spoken earlier on the debate of the 2025 appropriation bill that is before this honorable house. Mr. Speaker, there are certain characteristics, very important ones, that stand this budget out. Number one, in my own mind, this budget is going to be a budget of impactful growth, as was stated during the presentation by Mr. Governor. Number two, one significant thing about this budget is that, Mr. Speaker, for a very long time now, this is the first time our capital recurrent expenditure ratio is less than 2 or within 2. Here, we are having a 51 to 49 recurrent to capital expenditure ratio. This is tremendous in the sense that if we look at the third schedule of this budget presentation, that is the sources of revenue that will finance this proposed budget. There is no plan by the state government to borrow ₦1 to finance this budget. And I think this is tremendous on the part of our prudent fiscal management. And I mean, in terms of the very scarce resources of the state, and it attests to the type of managers we have at the end of affairs. So this is particularly commendable, Mr. Speaker. And if we look at the budget for capital expenditure, we know there are certain sectors that has the capacity to create tremendous employment opportunity that will help our teeming youth to have a secured livelihood and a good future, has been incorporated in this budget. The agricultural sector, the infrastructural development of the state is going to witness massive implementation of projects, which has already been financially provided for. And as such, it's a guarantee that this statement of plan and presentation of financial estimate for 2025 court budget is doable. And I will only urge that as we are considering it, as we are scrutinizing it with the best of our intention, I want the executive, after it has been passed, that this budget should be implemented faithfully, 100%, so that the hopes and aspirations the ordinary Ekiti people has placed on this budget will come to pass. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you much, Honorable Johnson Yekola Bodade, for that wonderful submission, which has also taken us to another dimension, looking at the capital expenditure, and the current expenditure. Now the ratio is more or less, unlike before when you have the recurrent far outweighing the capital expenditure. And I love your closing remarks that after the passage, the executive must ensure full compliance, full implementation, without any that they should just ensure that we have that full compliance with the budget. And you'll also look into other areas, and I commend you for that. So on that note, may I call on Honorable Femi Fatunla.
Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, my name is Femi Fatula. I represent the group people of the Kole Consensus 1. Mr. Speaker, let me also join my voice to support everything that others, previous speaker had said, but I just want to add that this budget showing the good intention of this administration to Ekiti people. And to say that though this budget is still under the scrutiny of this House, but I want to say if this budget is passed and well utilized, it will be of benefit to Ekiti indigents. It will be of benefit to Ekiti citizens in terms of agriculture, in terms of road project and everything. So I just want to urge my colleagues to expressly pass this budget for the use of Ekiti State. I so submit, sir.
So, Honorable Femi Fatula, for your submission, and the submission on that this is a very wonderful budget that, if it is passed and also implemented, is going to bring about economic development to our state. Honorable Fawek, okay, it's not around. Honorable Babatunde, Honorable Lawrence Babatunde Idowu, it's your turn.
Thank you, Right Honorable. Distinguished colleagues of Ekiti State House of Assembly, I am Honorable Tunde Idowu. I represent Ekiti 22. Mr. Speaker, I am also happy to rise and submit on this 2025 budget. Mr. Speaker, I want to first of all commend the earlier speakers on the budget. They've spoken well. They've been able to give analysis that show that what we are having before us is a package that is actually going to relieve Ekiti people of their current yearnings. Mr. Speaker, I want to confirm to you, after looking very well at this package, that it is logistically and logically set out. Mr. Speaker, So I want to believe that this is not far-fetched from the act of Mr. Governor, who were in all the senatorial districts of Ekiti State to gather, to sit down with them, to know the actual area they want their money to be channeled to. Mr. Speaker, without shadow, I want to urge my colleagues that as we are going in to scrutinize the budget further, I urge us that we should give it empirical analysis so that we can consider figures and put them appropriately so that at the end of the day, we'll be able to have a package that will be impactful, that will bring development, so that Ekiti people will have a government to appraise in a good way. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Logically, empirically, and so at least we know that this is not just a budget. It's a budget that is logical, empirically gotten. More so, the governor and the good people in this government move around the entire state to also understand the needs of the people, and the budget was based on that. Thank you for your submission. I therefore call on Honorable Akeem Ayodeji Jamiu. Thank you very much, sir.
Right Honorable Speaker. I'm Right Honorable Akeem Ayodeji Jamiu. I represent the group people of Reporting for the Constituency 2. This budget, christened the budget of sustainable growth. It's a zero-based budget in which all expenses must be justified for a new period or year.
Sorry, sir. I think this one is impactful.
Yes.
Last one was sustainable.
Oh, impactful, yeah, impactful.
Impactful, yes.
A budget of impactful growth, yes, yes. And it's a zero-based budget in which all expenses must be justified for a new period of year, starting from zero, but starting with the previous budget and adjusting it as needed. It's a budget done with people and not for the people, because you can do budget for the people and may not do it with the people. It is done with the people because there was community meetings where the needs of the people were incorporated into the budget. And I'm happy to announce to you that I've seen some of the needs of my people in the budget, especially roads. But I know that others will still follow. My colleagues, they have spoken about the nature and the content of the budget. No need for me to repeat what they have said, but I will only comment that it is good that the burning issue of the minimum wage is captured. That's good. And also, the budget has also given priority to agric and to our basic main infrastructure in Ekiti State, which is the airports and the knowledge zone. So, based on this, it's good. Also, there's also the security for secondary schools to be considered. So, which is also commendable. But I know that the remaining analysis will be done when for the, but on the face value and listening to Mr. Governor, the budget is people-oriented, and I urge my colleagues to give it a speedy consideration after all the T's and the dots might have been taken care of, and a speedy passage. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Right Honorable Akeem Jamiu, who also lay emphasis on the zero-based budgeting. which is also a very unique one in this particular budget that we are starting from that zero base. Right Honorable Akim Jami, thank you for your contribution. On that note, I call on Tokwe Long, oh, sorry, it's not around. I call on Idowu Sunday Odebomi, the Honorable. Yes, can I take your observation?
My name is Ayodeji Adegbite, representing Ado Constituency 1. Mr. Governor mentioned the day he came with the budget, he said sustainable impact. That's what he called the budget.
Yes, sustainable impact.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Sustainable impact. Yes, Honorable Sunday Idowu Odebomi or Idowu.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues. I still remain my humble self.
Won't you put the grand and standing speaker?
Thank you, the grand and the standing, well-standing capacity speaker. My name still remains Honorable Comrade Idowu Odebomi. I represent the good people of Oye Constituency 2. Mr. Speaker, this 2025 budget is a budget of the people, by the people, and for the people. Because this represents the true and the reflection of all the needs of the people during the senatorial program organized by Mr. Governor. So I want to use this medium to salute His Excellency Governor Biodun Abayomi Oyebanji for listening, for being a listening leader, for taking the needs of the people as a priority and not that dictating to them. But now we're having a government that the people are the ones dictating to government what they need, and the government are doing it for them. Mr. Speaker, I also want to join my colleagues in the area of looking at the way the budget captured the needs of Ekiti youth, the constituency, the larger constituency where I belong to. Ekiti youth are the socio-economical and the political assets of these states. So we cannot do away without paying critical attention to them. So this budget is a budget that is looking critically to the needs of the youth and the Ekiti State in general. So I want to let us know that the budget, to join my colleagues in sending a message to the executive arm that they should try all their best by making sure they execute this project for the benefit and the good of Ekiti State. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Idowu Odebomi, thank you for your submission that this budget is people-oriented budget. I believe that you have perused it, you have checked everything to know that this actually deals with the people. Yeah, and I will agree with you that it is people-oriented, particularly when you consider what Right Honorable Akim Jami said on the zero base. Unlike what we used to have before now, you just take the budget, add certain percentage, and you move on. But this time is a zero-based budget that there is justification for every expenditure to be made. So you are starting from the scratch, and which is all about the people. So I commend you, Honorable Odebomi. And on that note, I will call on Honorable Alihaja Rayam Ogunlade. Oh, Ogunlade. Thank you very much.
Thank you, our highly respected and distinguished Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues. I just want to join my voice to those that have been talking on the 2025 budget. The budget which is christened as budget of impactful growth, sustainable impactful growth. which identify and well captured the fact that Ekiti State is rich in mineral resources. Though many of these mineral resources have been untapped, but now that the budget identifies it and is scattered across the towns and villages in Ekiti State. Now that the budget has identified it, I know the economy of the state will improve. Then, on the issue of agriculture, if the government can go on aggressive funding of an investment on agriculture in the state, especially the farm settlements, this will increase and improve the internally generated revenue of the state, because it will create jobs for the youth and the farmers and all sorts. Then food security will be secured and we will have a better life in Ekiti State. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker and my colleagues.
Honorable Alihaja Miriam Ogunlade, now we know that this is a budget that is also targeting investors to come into the state. Thank you for your submission. On that note, I call on Honorable, okay, he's not around, Minority Leader. Then I call on Honorable, that's Elijah Abi. Oladele is not around. So I call on, I'm trying to be, yes, Ademola Martins Ojo. Honorable Ademola Martins Ojo. You know, it's in alphabetical order, so I'm following it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Ademola Martins Ojo. Represent the good and the bad people of Ijero constituency.
I hope this budget is not made for the bad people too.
No. It's for everybody, Mr. Speaker. It's for everybody, the constituency.
So you want the bad people to enjoy our budget?
It's for everybody.
So that they can continue in their bad... Okay,
Thank
please.
you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to speak on the budget. And some of my colleagues, they've spoke about the budget. And if you look at the budget, according to the theme, sustainable impact, a budget that's prepared according to the needs of our people. It touches the agricultural area, our knowledge zone, tourism, education, infrastructure. I want to commend Mr. Governor for coming to the area of recurrent expenditure. He has done very well on that area. If you look at our people as of today, especially our civil servants, they were waiting for their minimum new salary to be taken off. And I believe our government has taken note of that under the current expenditure. So I can see wages and salary being moving on according to the economic situation. So on that note, I just want to appeal to the Committee on Appropriation and Finance to please speak up and working on the budget so that it will...
This is not for Finance and Appropriation alone. It's for every committee of the House.
And subcommittee under the appropriation. So that, yes, subcommittee. So that we give it the expedition passage so that our people will be able to enjoy the budget in 2025. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Ademola Ojo. People should enjoy it. Development should spring up. So expeditious passage. But please, while we are working on this expeditious passage, we must not forget that the budget has to be well scrutinized. We must look into it. And don't forget the request also made by one of us that we should consider more appropriation for the youth ministry and wealth creation. There might be other areas that you have to look into. Particularly, I will want you to look into the scholarship board. Very, very important. A lot of our students now are applying for scholarship. Let's look into that. Yes, after Honorable Martins Ademola Ojo is Honorable Babatunde Oke. So please, yes, can we hear from you?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Dear colleagues, my name is Honorable Babatunde Oke, representing Ikere Constituency 1. Mr. Speaker, for years in Ekiti State, we have been practicing inclusive budgeting, which is a process of taking into consideration voices of our people in creating a budget. And I'm very happy that this present administration has not deviated from that process. This year 2025 budget, as you can see, there is an increased allocation. And I strongly believe in this administration that this will also translate to robust development in Ekiti State. The significant portion of this budget is focusing on agriculture. And if you look at the name given to this year 2025 budget, sustainable impact, we have made a lot of impact this year in the area of agriculture. And I'm very happy that the administration is ready to sustain the impacts that have been made this year. We all know what we are experiencing in this country now. There's food shortage, and we have made a lot of effort this year to ensure that we prioritize agriculture in Ekiti State, that we can be able to feed ourselves in Ekiti State without relying on other states. So I'm happy that the significant portion of this budget is focusing on agriculture. And also in the area of infrastructure, I've also observed that, of course, a significant portion of this budget is also focusing on ongoing projects in the state, particularly the Ikere Igbarodo Road, Ikere Ilawe Road. I'm very happy. I've looked at it, and this is a very good development, so that we are not going to have abandoned projects. We have started. This budget is to ensure the completion of all these ongoing projects. And also, I've also observed that the government has not deviated from taking care of the welfare, of prioritizing the welfare of civil servants in the state, of workers in the state, by ensuring that this new minimum wage is captured in the budget, and also other payment of gratuities and pensions, they are being captured by this budget, which is also a plus to this administration. So, of course, I align myself with previous speakers. So, this juncture, I will just encourage members to, of course, give it speedy legislative attention, while also carrying out due diligence in ensuring that we come out with a budget that will be fit and proper for the people of Ekiti State. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. I know, yes, infrastructure, agriculture, welfare of civil servants, and I help you to include welfare of the retirees also. And that request for speedy passage by members. Honorable Tunde Oke, and you are happy that the ongoing road construction of Ikere Igbarodo is still incorporated. So it's not going to be an abandoned project. And not just that alone, all ongoing projects in the state are still being taken care of. And you are happy about that. The ring road is there. And also, like we talk about investors, like Alaja also mentioned the other time, all the new projects springing up in Ado-Ekiti will also continue. On that note, may I call on Honorable Barrister Iyabo Fakunle Okieme, who is also a princess and has Lydia in her name. Please go ahead.
The Right Honorable Speaker, Mr. Capacity, distinguished colleagues, my name is Honorable Barrister Iyabo Fakunle Okeme, and I represent the good people of Ilejemeje constituency. I would also like to add my voice to that of all the previous speakers on the propriety of this 2025 proposed estimate budget. It has reflected Mr. Governor as a man who walks his talk in the area of the 6 pillars of government, namely governance, youth development and job creation, human capital development, agricultural and rural development, infrastructure and industrialization, arts, culture and tourism. In Mr. Governor's report of stewardship, he said, and I quote, "We assure the people that we will hear you and truly see you. Our outlook is a government of the people, for the people, by the people, through active involvement." And he said on this platform, he hereby pledges his accessibility to you all. I want to stress this last statement to you all because Mr. Governor has not left anyone behind. And I make bold to say this by his provision to the Office of Disability in Ekiti State. 200 million has been allocated to that office. And I pray that my colleagues will work speedily on this budget to ensure its expeditious passage. Also, in the area of environment, he has made adequate provision. There's a deliberate attempt to improve our environment through most of the provisions in the 2025 budget because he realizes the fact that a good environment is capable of promoting healthy living. And I also want to say this in closing. The Bible says that except the Lord builds the house, they labor in vain, those that build it. This budget has captured the interest of Ekiti people, the yearnings and aspiration of Ekiti people in it. But I know that Ekiti State relies, and most states, all the states in the Federation relies on 2 areas of backing up their budget. This is in the area of federal government allocations and our IGR. And at this point, I want to commend the Ekiti State Board of Inland Revenue. They are doing fantastically well. And I pray that there will continually be peace in Nigeria. There will continually be progress, that even what we are getting from the federal as of today, by next year, because that is what we have based our propositions on. I pray that by the coming year, the Ekiti State will get more by the special grace of God, and this can only be realized in an area of peace. I pray that there will be peace in Nigeria, and I pray that the internally generated revenue will continually be on the increase. And it's on this note that I want to appeal to all my colleagues that we all rise to the occasion and do our best to make sure that this budget experiences an expeditious passage. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Barrister Princess Iyabo Fakunle Okeme, well done. And again, you also tactically draw our attention to why the size of this budget has increased geometrically. And 2 ways, because there must be justification. I think members should also be interested in justification. Why do we need, so that a budget should not be very bogus and become vague and good for nothing at the end of the day. Because you cannot just be mentioning that you have a big, but you've been able to subtly introduce us to why we need this big budget. Number one, the allocation has increased. Mr. Governor himself has alluded to it in his budget speech. And also the internally generated revenue that has improved in the state. And when you look at the just concluded or the just past supplementary budget. That has also lent credence to the size of the 2025 budget that we are having by the fact that the supplementary budget has showcased or shown to us that there is justification for us to have this current budget that we are having, the size, which is the first of its kind after supplementary budget of just last year in the state. So there is justification. It's not just people conjuring figures and putting figures in it, because the people will also want to know, when you know that some years back, even last year or even this year budget that we just had, the 5+7 was just 156 billion, and which was even the highest. So why having a 372 billion now at this point? So the justification is that there is no improvement in our IGR and increment in our allocation and some of interventions and some other interventions that we're expecting, which subtly she has actually introduced. Well done. Thank you very much for also calling our attention to that. So I also call on Honorable Adeteju. Why is it that the princess or the princesses are following each other alphabetically? Adeteju Okuyiga, Eyi Tayo. Yes, you are welcome.
Thank you, sir. Right, Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, my name is Adeteju Okuyiga. I represent Boeing Ayekiri constituency of Ekiti State. Mr. Speaker, I want to align with the previous, my distinguished colleagues that have spoken before me about the budget that has been committed to this House for us to consider and scrutinize. I want to say that I agree and I'm with what they have said, they all said. In view of all the submission of all my colleagues, I want to say that this budget to me, I wouldn't say it's perfect, but I can say that it has a pro-people, in terms of capital, current and recurrent expenditures, has taken, the people's interest, and if full compliance of this budget is maintained and achieved, it's going to do a wonderful job. It's going to bring about a wonderful development to the people of Ekiti State in general. I want to say that this budget has touched all the pillars this budget has touched all the pillars of the government, and I'm happy that agriculture is something that is being given, that is being prioritized, because that alone, if we can achieve that alone in Ekiti State, is going to do more. It's going to be at our own advantage. I want to say that we all listen to Mr. Governor, and something that Mr. Governor do not fail to say is that this budget, that whatever we have in Ekiti, whatever is doing is about shared prosperity of Ekiti and Ekiti indigene. I want to say that as a chairman of Finance and Appropriation Committee, that this budget will be given a fantastic scrutiny and make sure that all points, all expenditures we are going to make sure that there is full compliance concerning everything. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Uyiga, who also alluded to the fact that this budget is for the people. And when you look at the mantra of this government, Honorable Tejo Uyiga, we agree that this is about shared prosperity. It's a shared prosperity. And as the Chairman's Committee of Finance and Appropriation, I know you will ensure that you look into it, that this is about shared prosperity for the people of Ekiti State. Yes, Honorable Taju, thank you very much. And I know you agree that agriculture is also one of the ways that we can promote shared prosperity. Honorable Balaji Egbeyemi is not around, so I take Honorable Bose Yika Olowokere. Honorable Bose Yika Olowokere.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, the capacity speaking speaker, fellow parliamentarian. I am Honorable Bose Olowokere, as you all know, that I represent the good people of a special republic that is existing within the nation, a foreign republic. I write this afternoon.
If you have a republic, that republic cannot benefit from this budget because there cannot be a republic within a republic. So this budget is meant for Ekiti, people of Ekiti. So let them go and prepare their own budget and look for their own money in their republic, because a republic should be able to sustain itself.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. If you listen to me very well, my fellow parliamentarians, and that is why a foreign republic is referred to as a special republic. Thank you.
Thank you.
I rise this afternoon to join my voice on the debate of 2025 appropriation bill. Honorable, honest speaking, the last speakers have spoken well on this debate. Mr. Speaker, I would like to say that this budget reflects on the growth and development of our dear state, because the budget focuses more on innovative programs. It's more provision for good agriculture. As you can see, agriculture, it will bring about food surplus that will reduce the suffering of our people in this state. It also makes provision for job creation. In this area, it's going to reduce the rate of unemployment in our dear state, and it's going to be of greater help to our youth. Also, in the budget, it focuses more on infrastructural development. Especially, let us look at the area of the airport. The provision for the progress of the work on our airport is going to boom the economy of our dear state. Also, you agree with me that this budget makes good provision in the area of education, which is what we are known for in this state. Like it is state, the fountain of knowledge. Also, I would like to say that the budget captured all the sectors that will bring about the growth and development of our state. Mr. Speaker, I would like to say that after when all the ministries and agencies might have been invited to speak to this budget, I will urge the fellow parliamentarians that we should make a speedy consideration for the passage of this budget. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I appreciate you. I thank you. Education, very key. Development and everything about development. Speedy passage, yes, after scrutiny, a well-grounded scrutiny. Thank you, Honorable Olowokere, for a job well done. May I also, at this point in time, call on, Shonake is not around, so I call on, who am I calling again? Omotayo. Honorable Babatunde E.
Right, Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, my name is Honorable Babatunde Omotayo. I represent the good people of Iseorun constituency. Mr. Speaker, these are 2025 budgets of a sustainable impact I believe this phrase refers to positive change. And I believe also, it also long-time focus, positive change, environmental consideration, and social responsibility. I believe all these our amiable governor are put into consideration. And I just want to give a kudos to our amiable governor, Governor Abiodun Ibanji, for this excellent and comprehensive budget, which I believe will make Ekiti and also my own constituency great and better. Mr. Speaker, I want to especially recognize the fact that this budget has not left any area or path of governance behind. And I appreciate our governor for that and all his team. And especially our governor, dexterity in service delivery is a good one. And I'm here to commend his effort on all of that. Without any doubt, Mr. Speaker, after our responsibility as the lawmaker, I will urge this Honorable House to support this bill and also pray and give maximum support for this budget so that the budget is executed as proposed. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Oh, thank you too, and thank you because this you have, by your own submission, you agree that this budget is all encompassing, touches on every area, and most especially your constituency. Yes, dear colleagues, I believe everyone has spoken. If I can look at it clearly, everyone here has spoken. And on my part, maybe I'll just do a recap of what you have said and add few lines. That this is a budget that is all encompassing. So I will start with the last person that touches on every area, which all of you have also mentioned. And again, dear colleagues, I want us to know that when Mr. Governor presented this, he told us that this focuses on food security. He told us that this also focuses on wealth creation and welfare of the people. The only thing I would say, by the time we are now going into the details of considering the budget line by line, figure by figure, let us ensure that issue of wealth creation is there. Issue of food security is there. Does this budget, by the time we are looking at it, is there any welfare of the people in consideration? And the civil servants, you must not forget, education, very important, our teaming youth, very, very important, so that we can now talk about the sheer prosperity that we are talking about. Then, my dear colleagues, we should not forget the global best practices, which by the time this budget was presented to us, the Mr. Government also alluded to that the budget was actually prepared in line with the global best practices. And what are these global best practices which I expect us to also scrutinize very well? Number one is open governance policy, OGP. The open governance policy, OGP. Yes, we will all agree that before the budget was actually prepared, Mr. Governor actually visited all our constituencies or senatorial districts and meeting with the people. But it is also good for us as representative of the people to take this budget back to them to confirm if this budget actually meets their yearnings as an aspiration. And that is the OGP, the open governance policy. It is not just for governor to go and prepare. It is for you as the representative, I mean for us, as the representative of the people, to also confirm that it is exact what they told the government that has been incorporated into the budget. Yes, for us, the government, the governor has actually moved around the whole state. They have asked our people what they needed, and after which they sat and prepared the budget. But on your part, as the representatives of the people, it is now for us to also go back to the people and say, this is what is contained in the budget. Does this meet what you have told the government? I think this is very, very important. The other one is the fiscal sustainability plan, which you ask this question. Does this budget also meet the fiscal sustainability plan? So which will also look at it and look at the budget critically. That is FSP. Which will also look at it. Does this budget, is it in line with the financial management law of Ekiti State? So while we are considering it, our financial management law, is this budget in line with the financial management law of Ekiti State? Because these are very, very critical and very, very important. Then, I want to also say that, don't forget, alongside this budget was MTEF, Medium Time Expenditure Framework, that was sent to us. We must ensure that this budget is also in line with the MTEF sent to us. And not that alone, we should also consider whether this budget is also in line with the developmental agenda of Ekiti State, development plan of 2021 to 2050, that is the 30 years development plan of Ekiti State. These are the areas that we must also consider before the passage of this budget, by the time we are doing it. And please, I want to beg you, I want to plead with you that when you are dealing with the MDAs, please, any MDAs that fall under your committee, ask them to submit their work plans. Ask them. Let them submit their work plans. And you have to consider the work plans so that in line with the budget, do they have any work plan? No committee, no MDA, you cannot approve any budget for any MDA that does not have a work plan. And ensure that their work plan is in line with the 6th pillar of this government, and particularly the FSP, the OGP, and what have you. Please, all committees, request for the work plans of all MDAs under you. Let them submit it before you even consider their budget at all. Don't forget, we are still looking at the account of stewardship. You are still considering it, and we will do what we call pre-budgeting oversight function. This house must go out to conduct a pre-budget oversight function. It's very, very critical. It's very, very important. Work plan, they submit in line with the account of stewardship that we are looking at to consider the last budget, the performance. Then we will do a pre-budget oversight function, meaning that all committees must go to the various MDAs under there for a pre-budget oversight function. And their work plan, very, very important. Is the work plan in line with the vision of this administration? Is it in line with the 30 years development plan of this administration? Is it in line with the MTEF that the governor has also submitted to this house? Also, I encourage us that we should be more meticulous in looking into this budget. Let us scrutinize the budget so that it will meet the yearnings and aspirations of Ekiti people. I thank you for your submission. I thank you for your time. I thank you for, I can see that we are people who are particular and determined about the development of Ekiti State. And that has shown in our contributions to this budget debate today. And on that note, I will call on the clerk to take the second reading, and after the second reading, this will be committed and a mandate will be given. Thank you very much. Clerk of the House, you take the second reading.
The capacity speaking speaker and the parliamentarians of the 7th Assembly Year 2025 Appropriation Bill 2024, first allotted day, second reading. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The supplementary bill has been read the second time. On that note, I will commit this bill, the Appropriation Estimate Bill 2025, to the Committee of Finance and Appropriation as the main committee, and also all committees of this House will serve as a subcommittee. And I encourage all, please ensure that you scrutinize this budget and ensure that all MDAs under your committee come around to defend this budget. Ensure that you request for their work plans, and also ensure that you go on pre-budget audit. And for us to do this, we will declare a break so that we can go, all committees can go on pre-budget oversight function. We will have a break from today. From today, there is going to be a break so that you can go on pre-budget oversight function. Very, very important and critical. Yes. On that note, may I call on the leader of the House to take the next item on our business of the day.
The grand standing capacity Speaker of the Ekiti State 7th Assembly, and equally the supporting members, esteemed, distinguished members of the Ekiti State House of Assembly. I'm sure our appetite is high already, so I will not delay you. But Right Honorable Speaker, my dear colleagues, the next item is item 12. That's looking so much like item 7, but and that item is adjournment. Right Honorable Speaker.
To help you, that item 7 in the other paper is incorporated into item 12. Go ahead. Don't worry.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Having exhausted all these items here today and exhausted all the needed deliberation, Right Honorable Speaker, I would like to move a motion that this House adjourns until when next you call for plenary. I so move.
Leader of the House. Okay, you have moved your, yes, Honorable Femi Akindele.
Mr. Speaker, my name once more is Honorable Femi Olanrewaju Akindele. I rise to second the motion as moved by the leader of business that the House do adjourn till after the budget oversight break.
Pre-budget oversight.
Pre-budget oversight break till after the pre-budget oversight break. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me say under motion for adjournment, 1, the House will adjourn for 2 weeks for pre-budget oversight function, during which members must carry out oversight functions to all MDAs, pre-budget oversight function, ensure, and please communicate them when your committee can decide when you will be visiting. But because of the enormity of it, can we make it 3 weeks? Let's make it 3 weeks so that you have enough time. I don't want to extend it. I want you to have enough time to be able to do it 3 weeks, what is in your calendar, leader of the house? 3 weeks from now. All right. Yes, November 28th is okay. And it is a break to work. Please don't forget to carry out oversight, pre-budget oversight function. And when you are going, the account of stewardship you have done will guide you on some things. Don't forget that. Ensure that they submit. Please let your clerks of various committees must write, but the chairman of each committee should agree to a date that you will be visiting them, but let them submit their work plan to you now. That is the 2025 work plan for all the MDAs. Very, very important. On that note, under this adjournment too, I think this house should also have a 1-minute silence for the departed CJ, Justice Adeyeye. 1 minute. May his soul rest in peace. Now, thank you very much. After this plenary, we can quickly converge at the Speaker's office for parliamentary. We just have like 20 minutes parliamentary meeting, particularly to discuss how we will go about the pre-budget oversight function. Then let me also announce that the first edition of our ANZAD is out, and the committees will be given according to the number of MDAs that you have. It's not free for them. You are going to sell it. So it will be given, provided, but each member are entitled to one as your own. While anyone given to you outside the one given is for sale. So we will sell it, and it's going to be a revenue to the state through the House of Assembly. All MDAs must purchase their own. All local governments must purchase it. They all need it in the state. Very, very important. Thank you very much. It's on that note, therefore, I put the question that if you're in support that this house adjourn to... Yes, I want to check the day. What is 28th? To Thursday, the 28th day of November, to resume plenary. Say, press yes. If you're against, press nay. And please ensure you visit all FDAs, everywhere that is important to this budget. And there are some, yes, who is the chairman investment? Tokpelonge. Tokpelonge should invite the Lottery Commission to also to look into what they are doing remember this house passed that law. And in the last, since the law has been passed, the commission has been set up. I'm not sure if there has been any, they've had any returns. I'm not returns in the term of their performance. We need a performance evaluation to ensure that that commission indeed is required as we have set it up by law. So please, Committee on Investment, or was it under Investment or Governor's Office? Please go and check the law. Either on, I think we'll place it under Governor's Office. If it is not, whichever committee, either Governor's Office or Investment, whichever committee that will look into the law, please ensure that you carry out an oversight function. Let them bring in their performance evaluation since inception of that commission. Yes, the result. 17 people voted yes. 1 non-conformist say no. And 1 also who is still doubting whether to say yes or no, abstain. But at the end of it, the yes have it. So, yes have it. I arise. Thank you very much.